Hello, 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 everyone. How's it going, everybody? Just thought I'd do a little late night stream to hang out with everybody after Terry, because Terry was a little short for my liking. But then again, I kind of came in late. Sorry about the weird lighting stuff. I'm kind of walking around the house, getting everything set up here. I'm going to actually hop on my computer as well so I can pin the link on the YouTube without having to get away from the StreamYard screen. The party begins and the party continues, however you want to think about it here. Whenever you get yourself all situated, Travis, definitely pop on up and hang out and talk. How's it going, Jenny? I guess I'm just entertaining two people right now, so I hope y'all are having a grand old time. Yeah, just I had a interesting day at work. I wish we could get a little bit more people on a Tuesday night, though most of the time it's like kind of slow. It just kind of sucks when you're working and you're working and like all of a sudden like 20 people walk into the store and you're the only one there. And let's see. Okay. Yeah, cool. Hey Chubbs, how's it going?
What's up, Danny?
Not much. But like I was saying, like, you know, Tuesday nights are just kind of rough because it's just pretty much me and my cashier to close the whole store like after
Right?
5 p.m. And so most of the time it's pretty slow, everything's fine, it's fully, manageable. But it seems to happen almost every night where all of a sudden like there's like 20 to 30 people inside the store, and it's like there's four people in line to check out, there's three people that are wanting fish, this person wants to buy a ferret, everybody needs my help, and it's like I'm the only person there, and so it's just like I'm sorry, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta catch this person's fish. Like, I'm sorry, I'll get to you when I can. I'm the only one here.
Oh yeah. Well, you see, that's why I like when some pet stores they say they close at 10. Well, that means they stop taking orders at 9:30. If you're not there before 9:30, goodbye.
Yeah, yeah, that would be nice. And it's like we have like a self-wash dog station too, and it seems to happen almost every night too, where somebody's walking in like a half hour, 15 minutes before close, and they want to wash their incredibly hairy dog and just make a big old mess back there. And, I got to clean it all up before I can leave the store and do all the other stuff that I got to do and scrub it all down and everything. It's a blast.
I hear you.
Let's
Yeah,
see
I'm
if
having
like,
a hell of a day too.
and then, you know, dogs are going to be dogs. They're just going to, poop wherever they want to. And it's like I gotta clean it up. And
Uh,
you know, I don't I honestly don't mind it that much. Like, I mean, it's part of the job, whatever, I gotta clean up. But
Shit. Oh, my
it's just
dog
like
shits where it
there's
don't
so many
belong.
people out there that just don't even say anything. Like,
Yeah.
it's not the oh, my dog just, peed in aisle 2 or whatever. Like, if somebody says something or whatever, it's fine. I just gotta clean it up and then wash
Say
my
something.
hands, whatever. It's not that big of a
I
deal.
know
But
if
yeah,
my
when
dog
when you just
usually goes.
stumble upon a pile
Oh yeah.
It's just
Oh,
like
that's not cool.
you couldn't even say anything.
Yeah. I mean, I know if my dog does something like that, like say PetSmart, Petmo, whatever. I usually go ask them for a paper towels or a mop or something like that, and of course they're gonna tell me, "Oh no, we'll get it," but I usually go ask them for it because I'll clean
Yeah,
it up after my dog,
and that's what most people do. Is like,
what
oh,
normal people do.
like, do you have like a paper towel or something I can clean it up? I'm like, no, it's all right, I
Or
got it.
usually,
Like,
or usually before I walk in the store, I let my dog walk in the grass. He goes outside before he goes inside.
right. Exactly. It's like that's common sense. Take your dog to use the bathroom
How you gonna have
before
a
you
dog
pop
that
him in the
shits in
car
a
and
damn
take him
store?
shopping with you.
Yeah, it's crazy. What's up,
Especially if you're
Chalupa?
gonna like take him to
Jimmy?
go use the bath or whatever too, because then he's like, scared of the water and then just drops it right before he pops in there. Or
Yeah.
after. That's the worst too. It's like you just clean the dog up and then it takes a big old poop.
Hmm. Yeah, that sucks. I can't
So
deal with
what you
people.
up to, Chubbs?
Oh, my 9 o'clock G lights hit the tank today.
Oh.
They went swimming. I don't know if they work yet.
Hmm.
So
Well,
yeah,
that's
not a
not
good day.
good.
Not a good day.
Man. All right, let's see. Oh, we got some more people popping in here.
So John
Travis
Oliver,
and Jenny are still here. John Oliver,
TV,
Bruiser. Hey, how's it going?
what's happening?
All right. Kind of surprised Terry hasn't popped up out of the woodworks or.
Don't say his name 3 times, it will.
I mean, I don't mind. I kind of wanted
Oh
Terry to pop up. Terry.
yeah.
There we
All
go.
right.
That's 3 times. Where you
That's
at?
it. Here you come.
Now, it never
That
works
is a
for
good
me when
dude.
I give Terry, the 3 names. But if he says Fishymon 3 times, every time he pops up.
Yeah. Oh, I hope them lights work. They should. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I really hope they do too. They need to do like a better job with like fish tank lights. Like if they can't
Oh, these
even get
these
the
lights
little
is
bits
all
wet,
open
like,
circuit. I mean, these are like really exposed. I mean, they
oh,
got fan motors in them, and they got cutouts all throughout to cool them off, and they just had water inducted into them.
oh no.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll put the camera on. Show you.
Ricky, don't tell me what to do. How
Switch around.
about you pop up here on stream, Ricky? Oh man. So those are those made for fish tanks or not?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they're made for fish tanks.
They sure don't look like they are.
Uh,
We are not water safe at all, but dangle us above your fish
uh,
tank.
open fans, open plugs. Yeah,
Wow.
so
And that's the universal plug too. Look at that. You must have ordered that online.
no, it came with the plugs.
Wow.
Yep, but yeah, I got the old funky T5 on there, or T8, T12, something like that. Yeah, totally different. I ripped that plants up and the shit fell in the tank.
Oh man.
Not really, just a little bit, but yeah, pretty messed up.
That
Well, I'm
sucks.
gonna let them dry out till tomorrow and give them a try, see what they do.
So, Ricky, while you're here, um, I know you were talking about how you had like a planted fish tank or a planted tank that you could potentially put those tadpoles in if I were to, potentially ship you some tadpoles. Um, my question is, do you have any fish in that planted tank? Because these tadpoles are like 5 millimeters or so. Like they're teeny tiny little bitty things, and like any sort of fish you have in there is gonna eat them most likely. So that's kind of what my question was, is whether or not you like really had a place to put the tadpoles. But you said you have a pond like behind your house or whatever too, though there's probably a whole bunch of fish in there. So it might not be a good idea
Well,
to.
no, I don't even know how tadpoles would ship. I
How
don't
to
know.
what?
I don't know how you would even ship tadpoles. Like, would you ship them like a fish, or would you ship them like a frog?
I would ship them like a fish. I
Yeah,
would just, bag them up in water and just
send them
ship
on their
them.
way.
Yeah, no, just
Yeah.
snails. Okay. Well, I
Well, that's a
mean,
good thing because if the tadpole died and the snails got food.
yeah. I just, hmm. I've just been kind of thinking about it. So I would basically just like ship them like a fish and just, yeah, just put them in some water and have a little bit of air in there. Maybe double bag them even and
Yeah.
just ship them off in like a flat rate box or something.
Yeah.
And the shipping would probably be pretty expensive though, even in the flat rate box. Like,
Mm-hmm. Banjo.
what are we looking at?
Banjo catfish.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen this tank from this angle before. It looks completely different.
A little 10 gallon, but
Oh, you're kind of adjusting it and stuff too. I see.
there he is. Pretty cool.
Yeah, my brother bought like 3 banjo cats the other day to add to his bottom dwelling tank that he has, and I'm
Can't
really
tell you what.
excited that he got them because they're awesome little
Oh yeah, they're
fish. They're
cool.
like a sand shark.
I wish I could have like 20 of them in a 55.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
yeah. I'd like to have like a whole dedicated tank just for them. Have a nice
We'll have
sand
them on the bottom.
substrate.
You
Let
could
them
have.
dig
I
in and
mean, the
stuff.
thing
Hey
about
there,
them is
Danikin.
they don't care what else is in the tank with them. If
I
they
mean, yeah,
eat it,
they
they're gonna
really
eat it.
don't. They
But
don't
other
even
than
care
that, they
if your
don't care.
hand is in the tank with
They
them. You
don't
can
care if
pick them
they
right
handle
up.
or not. I mean, as long as you're not really picking on them,
Yeah,
because they don't care.
yeah. Because that's what I was saying. Like, when we still had them in stock in the store, like when I'm sitting
What's
there
up,
like
Kenny?
pulling all the tanks and looking at them and checking for deads and stuff like that, like I had to like physically poke like every single one of the banjo cats to actually get it to move to make sure it was still alive.
Yeah, well, that's why you keep ramhorn snails in there. If the
Yeah,
ramhorn snail's on top of the banjo cat, he's dead. If not,
right,
he's alive.
right. I mean, we try and get rid of as many of the snails in our tanks as we can, other than like the mystery snails and the nerite snails and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Well, ramhorn
Like,
snails are pretty awesome, especially like old community guppy tank or something like that, where you got 400 or 500 guppies, and one of them's going to die eventually, and well, the snails take care of it before it becomes a problem. You just
Ricky,
don't see that guppy no more.
oh right.
What's
Um, I think I might still have your phone
up,
number.
Ian?
I don't
Chewy,
think I deleted
Ricky,
our email exchange back
Panowski?
and forth. So, Chewy, Ian, how's it going, everybody? If anybody wants to, pop up and join the conversation, please do. Like, I didn't originally plan on starting this stream. I was just like, I wanted
Hey,
to keep talking and stuff after, Catfish Terry ended his. So I was like, I'm just going to start a stream, see who wants to pop up. So.
yep. Right on, Ian. Happy birthday. Hope you had a good one.
Yeah, see, we don't intentionally keep ram's horns. Like ram's horn snails and pond snails kind of end up in there from, plants that we get. And
Oh, I
then they just
purposely put them in
migrate
every
into
single
like
tank I
all the
got.
tanks. And so we're like moving our coolie loach, not our coolie loaches. We're moving the clown loaches and the zebra loaches and the all the different loaches and stuff amongst the tanks. Yep, that's Lunatic
Yeah.
Fringe. How's it going, Chewy?
Hey, Danny, how are ya? Hey,
I'm
Charles.
pretty good.
Hey, Joey.
So, what are you guys up to?
Uh, Waiting on some pizza so I can eat some dinner.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay. I'm
what
sort of.
type of pizza did you make?
Domino's.
Or oh, you ordered Domino's. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's not delivery; it's DiGiorno.
I
No, this
remember.
is delivery and it is Domino's.
Yeah.
I
So
remember.
what'd you order on your pizza?
Cheese and pepperoni,
Cheese and pepperoni. Good
bacon,
old pizza.
Italian sausage, stuff like that.
Nice.
It's got all
Can
your
never go wrong with pizza.
four food groups on a pizza, man.
What was that?
Pizza's good.
Oh yeah.
Pizza is like one of the only foods that can actually contain every single food group in one.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
You got your meat, your vegetables,
You can
your
Cheese.
cheese and dairy and grains and
Yeah,
and
that's
fruit.
it.
If you put pineapple on it.
Oh,
yeah.
somebody should be shot for doing that.
Honestly, after having pineapple on pizza,
Not that good.
I don't think it's that bad. But I
Barbecue
I just
sauce
don't
tastes
really
better on pizza than pineapple.
yeah. I don't really care for it a whole lot. I would never order pineapple on pizza, but if somebody gave me a pizza that had pineapple on it, like I wouldn't complain.
Right.
But I do like grilled
I'll
pineapple.
pick it off of
Like
there.
if you're like, grilling some chicken and stuff and like you grill some pineapple with it, like I think that's really good.
Yeah.
So, are you looking forward to the American Cichlid Association convention, Danny?
Oh my goodness, yes. Like I'm so excited. I thought it was next month, but it's like no, I still gotta wait all the way until July.
I gotta stand by.
Oh, you're gonna have a fun time, man. Like
Man,
there's nothing like an aquarium club, man.
I've never done anything like this before, and so I'm super excited. And I've been to different conventions for different things. Like I've been to a comic book convention, and I've been to the when Missouri was first getting like legalized medicinally and stuff. I went to the medical cannabis convention here in Missouri at the same hotel. So it's so I kind of understand what to expect for the most part, but having it be all about fish versus comic books or anything else, like it's just like all right, like I'm so excited for this, to hear all the different speakers, to see all the different fish and vendors and stuff that are going to be around, and to just learn all this stuff about like what's been going on behind the scenes of the fish keeping hobby that I just really have no idea about.
Well, there's the other side of where you live too. You live where there is a very good club. Mike
Hmm.
Helbig is a very good speaker. He came up and spoke in Calgary about raising baby fish. Okay, like him and Ted Judy went head to head on a TFH who could spawn the most species in so much little time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have got people in your club that are very, very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Okay. And at the same uh, show that I was at where I saw Mike Helwing speak, I got to hear one of our speakers from our society, and that is Birger Kamprath, who writes for Planet Catfish and gives talks on Synodontics.
Hmm.
There is a wide diversity of people. at your club especially. You know, like I live 500 miles away from an aquarium club.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sucks.
And so I'm sort of like all by myself in internet club kind of thing. Okay. Like I'm a member of the Philippine Guppy Association. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Just for an example, because I like the study of it. But wouldn't I would rather hang out with my friends in the Philippines? Of course.
All right.
You know what I'm saying there? When you're
Yeah.
around fish people, like when you can shake their hand and not worry about catching the disease, fish people are great people. I got to hear Dr. Paul Loisel give a talk. I got to hear Dr. Joanne Norton, the founder of the American Live Bear Association, give a talk.
Yeah.
You
So
don't hear
I
those.
had to highlight this comment from Travis here because it reminded me of a recipe that I know of. Um, so you take you take little chunks of chicken and you wrap them in bacon and you stick the toothpick through it and you put it in like a high walled like baking pan, like a brownie pan or something like that. Then you take spicy mustard and pineapple juice and you make like a sauce with it and you put it all in the oven and you bake it at like 325 for like a half hour. And oh my goodness, it's so good. It's like a pineapple honey mustard type sauce with bacon wrapped chicken. So good. Now, back to what you talk about fish there.
Well, like you have got a great resource. I'm looking forward to hearing if you are going to go to meetings too. Like St. Louis has got a really, really good club, and
Oh
it
yeah.
and it might open. Like Mike Helwig is the representative through Cares for live bearing fish.
Hmm.
Okay, he's a member of the ALA. He's much younger than I am. I'm an original member of that club.
Nice.
But he fascinated me with his talk. Like
Ricky.
just like Ted Judy. Like Ted Judy is amazing. Are you subscribed to Ted Judy's channel?
No, I'm not. And I I'm so terrible at like subscribing to people.
I know. If I put Ted Judy's link in the chat for you to go to it later, I will you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Throw whatever you want in chat. I know I don't really have any mods right now other than like you, Ricky, and S. So
Yeah, I was
what's
gonna
up,
ask you
Ricky?
that. Yeah, I was gonna ask you that when you make me a mod.
I don't know.
'Cause,
I think it's because you were in my first stream,
yeah,
and so pretty much everybody that was in my first stream became a mod, except Chalupa no tomatoes. Yeah, Travis. I was gonna make him a mod, and I did make him a mod, and then he's just like, "Whoa, whoa, that's too much responsibility." And so I was like, "Fine, you're not a mod anymore then."
yeah, there's only a few channels that I'm modding, which I really rarely do anything.
Yeah,
I put
Just
the link in chat for you. Sorry.
there it is.
Sorry. He has got some fascinating footage in the wild too, Danny. Just
Nice.
absolutely fascinating. And he's into a wide range of fish. I got to talk to Ted Judy about a Congo biotope
Ooh,
on the radio show that I used to do.
Yep,
Ted,
Ricky,
Ted
dropping yourself off.
is
yeah, I hit the wrong button. I was trying to bring up chat and hit the back button.
You know, Ian, like when it comes down to it, with the mods and responsibility, like I'm not actually necessarily asking you to constantly post links or whatever. I was just like, you're a mod and you're a mod and you're a mod. Like whoever wants to share whatever, like go ahead. I don't really care. But let's see, Ted's Fish Room, 16,000 subscribers.
Yeah, this don't be like Father Fish make everybody a mod.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was doing, but on the other hand, like I understand that if everybody's got a blue wrench, then there's really no control over the chat.
Yeah,
So.
you can't delete no one, no comments. You can't kick nobody.
Yeah.
That's like my first stream. I think I made everyone that was in my first stream a mod.
Certain people use that to protect people also. Like I
Yeah.
was accidentally booted out of Aquaball's chat. He goes,
Yeah.
"That's never going to happen to you again, my friend. I'm making you a mod. You don't have to post links to advertise me. You can help me educate." Right?
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
Like,
I get tired of getting randomly kicked from
that kicks
stuff.
people out. I don't like. That's not in me, man. You know, each mod has got a role. Like I do it for a hockey channel. You know what I have to do? I have to translate Russian to English.
Ziggy from.
So each
Oh,
mod
that's Terry.
got a.
He's going by the name of Ziggy from Mars. Hey, what's up, Terry? I was wondering when you'd show up. I said your name 3 times, like 15 minutes ago or so.
Oh, man.
Ziggy Stardust.
I was a little busy 15 minutes ago. I apologize.
Oh, you're
Hey there,
fine.
Or I so would have came up. I would have pulled a Lucas press on you in a heartbeat.
Well, I even mentioned how it's like every time I call for Terry, he never pops up. But when he says Fishymon like once, all of a sudden he just pops out.
Oh,
of
yeah.
nowhere.
That's all you got to say. It's Fishymon one time. Boom. Here he is.
Yeah.
That's like
And now that you're here, he'll pop up.
Yeah, that's like one of Dell's stream there. They said my name and I popped up in her stream one night.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
hell
yeah.
you doing,
So
Terry?
Thanks
everybody
for
talking
sharing
about
that
what they
link with
missed?
me, Chewy, because he looks like he's got some cool videos out there. So.
Oh, you will love that channel, man.
Oh, wow, I got my microphone turned around backwards.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm getting some weird like robot sounds from you,
I'm
Terry.
all discombobulated. I got cords going everywhere. And okay, does that sound better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
All
How's your wife doing, Terry?
Right now she's watching Bumblebee.
Oh, I still never saw that one.
Yeah,
I
Bumblebee's
kind
good.
of fell off the Transformers train when they screwed up the Dinobots.
I met the actor that played Bumblebee.
Oh, nice. I can do Optimus Prime. Autobots, roll out.
That is awesome. You should get money just for being able to do that.
I don't disagree with you. Start paying me money, man.
Yeah, I used to be able to do Scooby Doo and Shaggy, but I can't do their voice no more.
Yeah.
I can't do any. I am completely unskilled.
Now, my dad, he could do almost all the Looney Tunes voice.
The only one I can do is I can do Gandalf. You shall not pass.
You shall not pass.
Yeah, it's the only one I can do.
Yeah.
And you do it way better than I do.
Now I could do Chewbacca from Star Wars. Hold on a minute.
Wait a minute, I gotta cough up a lung first.
A baby call.
Man, it's a good thing it's late at night.
Yeah, you used to be able to do it real good, but I can't do it because my ribs are hurting from working on this.
Danny's over there going, really? This is all I got for YouTube? This is all I get for the world is RB doing Chewbacca? That's it? All I got?
Oh, man.
I talked to my landlord.
The mask, Danny?
Yeah. Wait, what, Chewy?
Nothing like being a voice behind a mask.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like, think about that. Like, you're doing animation, right? And the Transformers are like masks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, like I had so much fun working the drive-through at Jack in the Box, man. Like I had this one dude like straight up thinking I was from Ireland, and I always mimicked the voice of the training video, and the training video was like this guy that they called the drive-through guru or whatever, and
no way.
He was always like, "Thank you for choosing Jack in the Box. How can I help you today?" And it's like, oh man.
God, if I was honest, God, in a drive-through and you came up with that voice, I'd give it right back. I'm like, well, I'm not entirely sure right at the moment, but how are your tacos?
I mean, I definitely made some people's days, you know. It was great. I did have a lot of fun. I wouldn't do it again. Like fast food sucks, but it was fun.
I did a whopping probably 3 months at Wendy's. And that's where I learned Wendy's chili is just the used hamburgers they couldn't sell the day before.
Yeah, I worked at McDonald's for a week and quit after I learned what they how they cook their hamburgers and that.
Yeah, they pretty much like cook them and then they throw it into like a warmer and then it just like keeps it warm until they're ready to use the burger.
Which I got no problem with that.
Yeah, well they do.
I'm cool with it.
Well, they do.
Burger King like microwaves their burgers.
As long as you don't wipe the floor with it first, I'm cool with it.
Burger King like takes all the ingredients out of the warmers and forms the burger together and then throws it in the microwave for like 15 seconds to melt the cheese and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. The only fast food place I eat at now is Taco Bell. That's
man.
They got, well, they
I love Taco Bell, but Taco Bell's one of the worst. Like when they're starting to run low on meat, they'll just add some water to that and just like make it thicker.
That mess that they call meat.
Yeah, but I don't even know. I'm not sure if they got it fixed or not. But I know like 10 years ago or so, there was so many fillers in the Taco Bell beef that they couldn't technically call it
beef.
Yeah, the only reason I go to Taco Bell because they got the Dorito tacos.
The Doritos Locos Tacos, yeah. I always get a chicken quesadilla and a cheesy gordita crunch. But one of these days I'm going to ask him to special make that cheesy gordita crunch with the Doritos Locos taco inside. Yeah. That'd be
good. The one here in town, they'd do that if you ask them to do it. They'd do it here in town.
Meanwhile, everybody in chat is now getting in the car and going to Taco Bell.
Can you read what Danikin Aquatic said in some weird voice for me? Danny?
I got the board to approve a fish conference with vendors. It's going
What
to
are
be
we
an
on?
awesome
Is this
local
Hunt
event.
for Red
Man.
October or what?
No, no, it's news in the greater
Hot
Come
Portland.
on,
shingles,
Danny.
you
Who was
say?
that?
Shingles. Hot
That
shingles, you say?
that really is. What's the dude from Hunt for Red October? What was his name?
Yeah, I know who you talking about. I just can't think of his name.
I'm not gonna say it. Sean Connery.
Uh, hey, Danny, I'm gonna jump down. My phone's down to 5%.
All right. Thanks for popping up for a little
Okay.
bit there, Ricky.
Yeah, I just figured I'd pop up while smoking a cigarette.
Glad you got your power back on too. So
Yeah, it was out from 5 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock this evening,
oh,
and then
gross.
I worked on my well pump from 6 to whenever I joined Catfish Terry's stream. So that was what 5 or 6 hours right there working on the well pump.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I had to replace bad wiring and the points and all that on the well.
Mm. All the animals okay? You didn't lose any fish or anything?
No, because I was smart enough. I went and got those bubblers from Walmart that you could put
Oh,
the
okay.
batteries in and put an air stone or something on it and drop it in the tank.
Yeah.
That's what
When I was at the when I was working at the store, we had our power go out for 8 hours, and so like every half hour to an hour, kind of depending on, as we were like watching the fish tanks and stuff, like I had to go in there with hydrogen peroxide and
What?
just add hydrogen peroxide to the tank to keep the oxygen levels up.
Oh, come on. Really?
yeah, I
Yeah,
just
it
went.
works. It
Yeah,
works. I didn't lose any fish. Didn't
Yeah,
lose a single fish.
I just went and got one of those bubblers and split it where I had 3 air hose running off of it.
All right.
And it worked.
I have to
Hydrogen
say this.
peroxide is HO2.
It's H2O2.
Oh, H2O2. Yeah, H2O2, and water is H2O, and so all it basically does is increase the oxygen levels in your tank.
It's got an extra atom of oxygen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Later, Ricky.
I might be in chat for a few minutes before I go to bed.
I have to say this with a disclaimer. I have a generator. So if power does go out, I can fire up the generator and run the fish room with that.
Yeah.
However, this entire fish room, every tank I have, can run more than 24 hours without power.
Yeah.
If you have a fish tank that's going to implode because power goes out within a few hours, then yeah, you've issues with that tank.
Right. And it's like all the tanks that I have at the house would be totally fine without power.
Yeah, with all the plants
all
you
my
have,
tank,
Danny,
like they
your
all have
tanks would
plenty
go
of
for-
plants.
Right.
And all that stuff where there'd be plenty of oxygen in the tank, then the fish would be fine. The only tanks that I might be a little worried about would be my African cichlid tanks because of how heavily stocked they are and the lack of plants. But when it came to the fish, to like working at the pet store, like there was no like plants in the tanks. It's all plastic decorations, and the tanks are like heavily stocked.
Right.
And so especially the feeder fish tanks that have like
a bazillion
200 minnows in a teeny tiny like 20-gallon space, like
right.
they were running out of oxygen quick.
I could see that.
So I don't normally recommend just people throwing hydrogen peroxide in their tanks, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do. And so I was putting like 5 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide into like each individual like 20-gallon tank and doing that like every hour, and I was putting it down at like the substrate level, making sure I wasn't like gassing any fish or anything like that. I was keeping it away from the actual fish, and like I said, I didn't lose a single one on the power was out for 8 hours, so it's pretty good. There we go. I'm sure you know Greg Steves.
Greg Steves is a god.
All right, another.
Although
link.
he's more into, for some reason, he's more into bird watching than he is fish now. But
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Back in the day, Greg Steves, his middle name is A, so it's GAS, and he had a website called Gas Station that he ran by himself.
Nice.
And he had the coolest chat room ever. Because it was like a gaming chat room. So it had all these abilities where you could just like emote. One of my favorite one was you type in emote anvil. And then somebody's name. And the chat room, it would come across, it would automatically generate a sentence where an anvil just came out of the sky and landed on Danny.
Wait a minute. So Greg Steves only has 132 subscribers. For some reason, I was thinking he was sending me to a bigger channel.
Greg Steves wrote the book on Lake Victorian African cichlids.
Yeah, I'm looking at that on his cover photo right now. Cichlids of Africa, Volume 1, Haplochromines.
Yeah, the Lake Victorian cichlids, if you want to talk to the guy that knows anything about them, you know, instead of a dumbass like me, you need to contact Greg Steves.
Yeah. Nice.
But back in the day, oh my God, I had so much fun hanging out on his. He had his own actual website, and he called it the Gas Station.
Huh. That's awesome. I like the play on the name. That's great.
It was a great place to hang out. Trust me, especially if you were a fish keeper.
Yeah.
I kind of wish he would have kept it up, because I will say this: he had. I don't know if he was taking the pictures himself or he was getting pictures from other people, but he had a photo gallery of Lake Victorian cichlids that was just to die for. I mean, you just, whatever species you could think of, he had pictures of it.
Yeah, I do like birds, Chewy. The red-tailed hawk is my absolute favorite bird. I wish I could, you know, keep a cool corvid or a bird of prey or something like that.
I wish
it would have been so cool to get into falconry.
But yeah, me too. I would so be into it.
Yeah.
I just don't have the intestinal fortitude to do everything. In my state, it's legal. If I want a red-tailed hawk, I could have one. Except you have to be inspected, you know, because you have to have an outside area and an inside area, and the DNR has to come and look at your habitat and then sign off. And I just don't have that intestinal fortitude. I admit it. I'm just way too lazy.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I would love to have an owl, to be honest.
I think an owl would be great. I'd really like to have a pet raven or magpie.
Oh, the ravens get me because you can teach them to talk better than a parrot.
Much better than a parrot. They are the most, like, they're like the best mimicking bird out there. Hey, there's Bob Kaler popping in. How's it going, buddy? Feel free to pop up and join the panel if you want. I understand if you don't want, though. But yeah, falconry is really interesting, Jenny. And it would be awesome to get into it, but it's just like you gotta like dedicate your entire life to that sort of thing because it takes a lot to do it right. And of course, I want to do it right. I don't just want to, half-ass it.
No,
Adele's gonna pop up
100%.
too. Nice.
I 100% agree. That's not an animal. Like, I'd love to have an owl.
Yeah.
I
honestly, I feel bad enough keeping my parakeet in a cage.
Right.
But it's just like, yeah, if I wanted to keep like a raven or a red-tailed hawk or something like that, like I'd have to build myself a whole giant aviary to let it, basically free roam as much as possible. In fact, I kind of had this really cool idea of like having like a 2-story house, but then a certain area of the house you just like cut out the floor and just have it like a giant like 2-story area.
So they could go back and forth. I like it.
Basically their room is like a 2-story tall room that's like really, really big. And it's like kind of separate yet still connected to the house. And
I have bred I bred cockatiels, and I'm gonna have to say birds are demanding. They're just demanding animals. They take a lot of your time.
Super smart. It's illegal to have them in North Carolina. Yeah, see, I could technically have them here in Missouri the same way, Terry was saying he could have them up in Illinois.
Indiana allows you, but you have to have a permit. Yeah, you have to have a permit through the DNR.
I thought you were actually like in Chicago area.
I can throw a rock and the rock will land in Chicago city limits.
Okay. You're just like right on the other side.
Right, I'm on the border.
Yeah. All right.
If you look at the southern tip of Lake Michigan and you look at Chicago city limits, you'll see the Chicago city limits comes really, really close to the Indiana border.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same way, St. Louis City is like right there on the border, and then you got East St. Louis, which is in Illinois.
Right.
And St. Louis County is like that whole little like dip that's there in the Missouri. And yeah. But yeah, it's legal to have them here, but very similar to what Terry said, you do have to have it like inspected and like signed off on, and I think you might have to have a permit to actually be a falconer, but even so, that permit is not expensive at all.
Yeah, it's not incredibly expensive.
Hello,
hey
Dad.
Adele, how's it going?
The animal is
good. Hi, Terry.
The permit's not.
Right. Like most of the special permits that you would have to get for animals in Missouri, at least for like $5 to maybe $15. Yeah. I think a fishing license is like $7. So
shoot,
I mean,
my towel. I'll be right back.
Right.
Chewy, if you're gonna keep asking all these questions, just come up on panel and we'll talk about it. Yes.
Well, I mean, Chewy was up on panel, but he kind of kept getting talked over, so I kind of understand why he dropped down. But yeah.
Well, but except he keeps going, ask Terry, dude. If you want to ask me, just come up.
Sorry about that.
Or just ask Terry instead of.
Ted Judy is a god among fish keepers, and yeah, I don't know what else to say other than that he's a great guy.
Hi, everyone in chat.
$40 in Oregon. Holy cow. That's expensive.
Yeah, man. Uh-oh, what's Adele doing?
It's about
Adele's
40.
gonna show us something.
No, I'm just doing maintenance.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh,
we're catching Adele in the daytime here. Now it's time
damn,
for her to do
I thought
tank
she was gonna
maintenance
show
and
us something worth watching.
I mean,
I'm doing replacing filter wall.
filter wall.
Filter.
I got Adele
Yeah.
to stick her tongue out at me. I feel special now.
I do it all the time. You just never notice.
All right, I gotta.
My filters are kind
I'll
of
be right
choppers.
back.
It's time to replace the wall.
What's on your shirt, Adele?
Stormtrooper.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's my Star Wars shirt. Because I'm a nerd. Show us your shirt. Jesus Christ. Yeah, usually it's Led Zeppelin or something.
Elephant nose fishes. Nice.
Elephant nose. That's so weird.
They are weird.
And the
There's a lot of weird fish out there.
is it dolphin fish? The fish that look like dolphins?
Yeah, there's the
They're pretty
dolphin
good.
fish, and then there's the African cichlid. That's the morai, that is also called a blue dolphin.
Oh yeah. I'm starting to learn all these things.
Yeah. I'm just surrounded by fish all the time, whether it be in my house or at the pet store. So
Pretty much live, eat, and breathe fish, don't you?
Yep. And I love it.
That's it. Dream job. Living
Yeah.
the dream.
I kind of wish it was more of like just a fish store versus like an
Just
all-around
fish.
pet store.
Would
but-
you start one up yourself?
I don't know anything about business, and I'm much too nice of a guy to run a business. I just want to give everything away. Or I end up like charging people like way too much for something, like way overselling myself. So I'm just terrible when it comes to business. Like I'm a great doer, but when you tell me to like think of an idea on how we can sell a product better, I'm like,
I know. Yeah, I can't do that.
Let's sell it.
I used to hate it when I worked at the supermarket. They have, so Coles has their own like their charity that they sponsor. So Red Kite is like a children's charity, and so like at my particular store, our thing was we had to kind of push the Red Kite donations. Like, oh, will you donate for an extra $2 on your purchase, kind of thing. And I hated having to do that. I don't like asking people for anything.
Yep.
But I mean, people still did it anyway. I just didn't like having to do it. I'm there to serve customers so that they can get out of the store as fast as possible. I'm not there to upsell. I'm not a salesperson. So
Yeah.
To answer your question, Bob, I'm not feeding yet. I'm just doing filter maintenance. So I'm replacing the filter wall with my filters. So I don't even wash like the spongy bit. I just remove the filter floss and replace it because it's so cheap. Like one of these bags, I think, cost me $3. So I have two. And it's lasted me for ages. I think I bought these like 6 months ago. So I only need like a little tiny bit in my filters.
Yeah, if you pack it too much, it just doesn't even like work.
Yeah, and I think that's what's happened. I might have just put too much in the last time. I did this the other day. And I just came home and noticed that these two are kind of sluggish. So
yeah,
one of my
tanks in my bedroom is running real sluggish. I got to clean out the pre-filter sponge.
Well, I've been playing around with all the plants, so I have like bits of plant litter. So they're randomly floating around, and that's probably what's stuffing everything up. That's something else I gotta do. Because I've moved a lot of my hornwort that I've been growing in the male tank in here. And I've moved it out to my Cory tank because I'm going to turn my Cory tank into like the birthing tank.
Nice.
So I've taken 3 of my big fat females out of the male tank here that I've had in here for the last couple of weeks, and I put them in that tank.
Nice.
Hoping that, because they look really fat and I'm happy, so I'm hoping that they're pregnant and they're going to have lots of babies and they're going to be orange just like these guys. That's my hope.
Yeah, one
Really,
of my
really
like my little blue velvet shrimp tank is like all filled up with a whole bunch of teeny tiny shrimp now, and one of my females is like super buried up again. Like she's like packed full to maximum capacity, and so it's like
don't you just feel so bad for them?
I mean, I kind of do, but on the other hand, it's like she's super gorgeous. She's got great colors, and I mean, so do all my shrimp in there too. Like I've finally like narrowed down to where they're just producing blue velvets. I'm not getting any like black rose, no carbon lilies, none of that stuff. And so it's like, but I'm thinking about taking her out and letting her release the shrimplets in another tank, but it's like I don't know what tank I want to put her in, and it's like I just really want to get another tank set up, but you know, money.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm actually, because I've got my other 2 tanks in the lounge room, I'm thinking I'm going to bring them here and put them on the other side of my lounge, because I brought my couch into my bedroom, and I have a spare cord, so I can run it from here behind the back of my couch, and have my other 2 tanks set up on the other side. So I'm actually really liking having the tanks in my bedroom. It's just nice. And I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. But having these guys in here was kind of the tester.
Chewy and Ian are having an interesting little conversation about the dolphin fish. Or no, the elephant nose fish, and you know, they went into the electric current of electric eels and how electric eel is part of the knife fish family, and it got me to thinking about. I learned that sharks, you know, at least specifically the great white shark and stuff, they actually have 7 senses. So they have the same 5 senses that us as humans do. Then they also have the ability to sense pressure, and they have the ability to sense electric current, like in the water and stuff. And so
I can remember about
that's really
the electric current. Yeah, that's all of the pores in their snout is filled with like a conductive jelly. So they can actually sense that electro current. It's freaking cool. They're amazing animals.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, I feel old today. So yeah, I've got those 2 set up behind me there, and I've got space in that corner back over there. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking that'll fit, but I don't know. So I've got them sitting here.
I apologize.
I'm kind of like emptying my. Hi, Terry.
I had to step away for a couple minutes. I apologize.
Oh, you're fine.
What did I
Oh,
miss?
no worries.
Oh, nothing
Not much.
really. Just talking about
Talking about tanks
Adele's
and fish.
tank and talking about fish with oddball fish and electric current and how sharks have 7 senses and different things like that. I wasn't sure if you actually walked away or if you were just being quiet.
Oh,
They actually have,
I went upstairs
studies going on
and
here.
checked on the missus. Then I had to let the dogs out, and the missus is watching one
Who let
of
the dogs out? Terry.
one of those the Transformer movies. Which is the one that's got that Mark?
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Mark Zuckerberg.
That's
No, the guy from Shooter.
Age of Extinction, which is the one that they ruined the Dinobots in. That made me so mad, You sit there and you suffer through all the Marky Mark garbage, which is I like Mark Wahlberg, don't get me wrong, but he should have never been in that Transformers movie.
That's the one she's watching.
You suffer through all that for like an hour and a half, and then the last 10 minutes of the movie finally have the Dinobots in it, and then it's like the movie's over, and it's just like, well, that was stupid.
Yep.
I don't know. I just watched a pretty cool scene, and it made me think of you because it was Optimus Prime. They found Optimus Prime, and he goes through this great speech of, "This is our finest hour.
This is our finest hour.
Finest hour." That was pretty good.
Oh, you didn't hear me do it earlier.
No, I didn't.
Oh, it was.
You popped in a little late.
Actually.
I am Optimus Prime. I don't know. Now I can't do it.
I don't know. It still sounded pretty good.
Autobots roll out.
I wish I could do that. Cool stuff like that.
Oh, I gotta clean the glass. Yeah.
I just don't have the ability.
But it's like pretty much the voice for Optimus Prime and the voice for Megatron are almost exactly the same. It's just a little bit different stress.
With that, 100%. Megatron is Optimus Prime. We just don't know it.
Megatron, it's almost exactly the same.
Wasn't it the same?
And then you have Ironside too, which is almost the same voice too.
Wasn't it the same voice actor though? Like the original?
Yeah, Mark LeBlanc did all the Transformers voices and all the Looney Tunes and.
Yeah.
Wait, are you telling me he did Pinky?
Narf.
I think
Narf.
Yeah, somebody do Pinky. I'm fairly certain.
Well, we gotta do it tonight, right? Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Oh, man. You know what? I should be embarrassed that I know what that all means.
One is a genius, the other's insane.
Question
I
is
spent too much time watching daytime TV.
Narf. Spent way too much watching cartoons.
I mean, nothing wrong with that, man. At least Pinky and the Brain was better than the Animaniacs, which is what they originally came from.
Yeah,
that was the show they were on, was the Animaniacs.
But the spinoff was much better.
Here's the thing: I do all this edited content, and I want to be known as somebody that knows what they're talking about, and then I go live and we're talking about the Animaniacs, and I lose all my credibility right off the get-go.
Oh, don't look so pouty, girls. You're not in trouble. Still shitty at me, and I moved them yesterday. They look absolutely ticked off. What? I fed you everything.
What the
It's
hell
nice to
is
actually
Adele
see your
talking
tanks,
about?
Adele. She's talking to her fish.
Really?
Yeah. What? There's nothing wrong with talking to your fish.
Oh my god.
What? I even play with these guys. These
My
boys
bed at
love me.
sorority lets me pick them up.
I can do that sometimes. They've got to be in the
Yeah,
right
but if you do it with a
mood.
pleco, the internet will hate you forever. Just
Yeah.
so you
Right.
know.
Oh no, I'm too scared to get
Yeah, if you sit
spiked.
there and you hold a pleco like this or whatever, everybody hates you.
Yep.
I'd love to be able to play with my Corey, but I know that he'd like spike me. I just think he's so cute. I just want to pet him. I don't watch cartoons much anymore. If I do, it's
Yeah.
something like Archer, like adult cartoons.
Archer's good. What
Archer's
about
hilarious.
oh,
Freezing.
absolutely. I try to model my life after Archer.
That explains a lot, Terry. That explains a lot.
I thought you modeled it off of Rick and Morty.
Well, that too. Rick is my hero.
Makes sense.
Pickle Rick!
I'm
They made
Pickle
a
Rick.
song out of that. I'm Pickle Rick, bitch.
But I don't talk to my fish.
I'm gonna have
I
to get some more
probably
driftwood.
should. Maybe that's my downfall is I don't talk to my fish.
Yeah, maybe they'd like
know.
you a little bit more. Then they wouldn't try and
guys are
grow
pretty
so much
happy.
algae so they wouldn't have to see you.
That's probably it. You know, they're like, oh, fuck this privacy screen. Algae.
Let's just put up the curtains so we don't have to see this guy.
My guys are pretty happy. They chase each other around, and
I don't blame you, man.
I'm kind of loving it. Like, every day I look at the orange guys, and they change just a little bit more. So I walked in when I got home, and one of my orange guys is almost taking on this like fluoro pinky color, and they're getting like blue tails, and it's crazy. I'm loving it. I'm learning so much just by watching these guys interact. And Travis is feeding fish too. See,
Wait a
Travis
minute. You
talks to his fish.
you can't admit to spending hours and hours staring into a fish tank. People will just
I
think
don't know,
you're
like-
weird. Trust
But
me.
I've got my fish tanks in my room, so like I'll
Who
be laying
needs
there
a
watching a movie.
television when you have a fish tank?
Right.
I watch everything on my laptop, so I set up my laptop at the end of my bed.
But honestly,
um,
people will think you're
you know?
weird if you admit that you spent hours and hours looking into a fish tank.
I sat here
No.
for about 3 hours. I sat here for about 6 hours one day, and I didn't even
We'd
realize
go to
I
the
was just
nursing
watching my
home
fish.
to visit my great grandfather, and I'd spend like a couple minutes in his room, but I'd spend most of the time out in the lobby looking at the fish tank
The fish tanks.
and the massive bird cage that they had canaries in.
Oh wow!
Meanwhile, his grandfather's over there going, "Damn it, Bubby."
Damn
I'm
it,
dying
Daddy.
over here.
You came to see me.
You,
Dad.
you ain't coming here to see me. You're coming to see their fish tank.
Yep.
I mean, I don't even. I have a TV.
But
it's just not even.
My great
plugged in, like
grandfather
it's sitting in
also
the
always
corner.
had a really awesome fish tank that he bred platies in for years, and I
Look,
just always
platies
go
are
over
way
to his
underrated.
house and
My
just
fish tank. My TV. is
plant
sitting in the
myself
corner.
right in front of the fish tank, eat some chocolate, and just hang out there.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about putting this in the other
Later, Ricky.
corner of my bedroom.
Have
I'm
a good
going to
night.
replace my TV for a fish tank.
Yeah.
I mean,
I get it.
I pretty much did.
I completely
Like I still have the
understand.
TV, but I don't watch television on it.
I do.
I might play some
even had
video
that plugged in
games,
for
or I
like
might
6
put YouTube up on there, but that's it.
I use my laptop on my phone for everything now. I don't even watch like daytime TV. My TV hasn't been plugged in like over 6 months.
Well,
It's just sitting there. Because I have Netflix and Disney Plus and YouTube, and I don't need it. It's just something else
Yeah.
that's going to be wasting my power. So
Well, I have to watch my Rick and Morty. I'll get cranky if I can't watch an episode of Rick and Morty.
And I watched that on
So I gotta have a
Netflix.
TV, but I do like watching my fish tanks. Too.
Right? My problem is in that I live upstairs and I don't have anyone that can help me hoik fish tanks upstairs and around the corner and into my apartment. So,
And then also being upstairs, you have to kind of calculate the overall weight of everything too.
too many
Luckily,
fish
I
tanks
live
in my
on a
real estate
slab. I
would
don't
freak
even
out.
have a basement, so
Yeah.
however many
I mean,
tanks I
it's
can fit
concrete.
in my house, I don't really have to worry about the weight unless I'm
Yeah.
standing on top of a sinkhole or something. But
It's cement
All I
slab.
do know is what I see is I see Adele has a lot more room for more fish tanks. That's what I see.
I do. I could fit a really nice, like 6 or 8 foot fish tank in my bedroom.
Every
Oh.
time a fish keeper looks at a room, they look at the wall space going, "Oh man, I could so fill that up."
I know.
yep,
I mean, I just
But
see
see,
that whole
that's-
corner being like the cat corner because that's all her.
everywhere I
classes and
go,
stuff.
everything I do, it all relates to fish now.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going shopping and it's like, can I put a fish in that? Can I turn that into a pond? Like,
I know. I do that too. Could I turn this into
and
a pond? Could I plug up the holes in that and turn it into
I
a pond?
wonder if I could grow that plant out of my fish tank. It's just like it's just everything is related to fish now.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna say it. The both of you are really, really weird.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So I don't care.
He finally noticed. It took him this long to realize it's not all weird. We're all just a little bit messed up, man. That's what we're all doing here.
We're all mad here.
We're all mad here.
I'm not. I'm completely sane, man. I have never once derailed anything.
No comment. Except for your own streams. You derail those every time. Yeah, wink, wink.
What are you gonna do today, Terry? The same thing I do every day. Derail
Pass out
everybody's
in the
live
street.
stream.
Melissa, I do the exact same thing. Signed widow. Yeah.
Hey, Melissa. I don't know who you are. Welcome
Melissa.
to my stream.
Bergia is a great guy. Oh, cool. Travis, thanks for having Uncle
I need
Chico
a
on today.
pinky.
Here's Uncle Chico.
The pinky and the brain.
I need a pinky.
And did Travis go live? I missed Travis's live.
Narf.
Thanks.
Adele,
I'm just like, I
Adele,
want to stream.
You know what? The next time I go live, you got to be my pinky, man.
Kitty, kitty, kitty. Hi, buddy. Oh, there's a smile. Aw.
Oh my God, did her voice change?
Oh my God, I love kitties.
Meow.
Meow.
Can you say hi?
Hi.
That cat's like, dude, if I had a chance, I'd kill you.
He's so cute.
My cat won't
So
kill
cute.
anything. Except maybe my
She-
parakeet if I let her.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
You don't know what's going on in a
Sylvester and
cat's
Tweety
brain,
thing on.
man. Cats are like, yeah, you think I'm all cute and stuff, but if I have the chance, I will kill you. It's the way cats are.
I might have
These guys
seen
almost
you
look
in
like
his
dragons.
Discord
without-
before. I just don't recognize you from the YouTube area. Well, thanks, Ricky.
I was getting some cool
But go to
lines,
sleep.
too.
And don't complain that I'm keeping you awake.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
right.
Danny, it's all your fault. The only reason I'm up drinking beers right now is your stream. It's all your
Ow.
fault. I would never do
Jack-
this on my own by myself. It's all your fault.
Oh my god! Ow.
I recognize you now in your picture. It's teeny tiny and it's on my cell phone, but yeah, I okay. So you were actually, messaging me about, getting my plants. But yeah, so you didn't like make that decision of yes or no, and so it's like as soon as Emily popped in, she's like, I want to buy all your plants. I'm like, okay. Hopefully she should be getting those plants in the next like 2 days. And I'm hoping that they all, well, I guess one day now because it's technically Wednesday. So
Dang it!
I hope
I
they
hear a
went through
bag
the
of
mail all
Doritos.
right.
Huh?
I think I'm hungry
Okay, Emily.
because whatever Adele did just reminded me of a bag of Doritos.
So yes
Oh,
and no,
man.
Ian.
It would have
I'm
been
not
way
like,
cooler if it said Cool Ranch.
I'm not like marketing or anything like that. I'm not like growing plants for the intention of like selling them per se. But when I have some extras, like I'll let people know, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I had some extra red undulata crypts because they're kind of overtaking my little tank, so I kind of thinned them out a little bit, and I had a whole bunch of Java fern too, so I kind of just said if anybody's interested, let me know. And then Skipper messaged me and it was like, I'm interested, let me get that Java fern. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, you got
And
heaps of them.
then people kept saying like, when are you gonna let me get some of the red enchilada crypt or whatever?
Yeah,
And
who'd you
so,
send those Crips to?
Emily Stevens. I met her through Father Fish, and so I just kind of posted a little thing on Father Fish's Discord, and a couple people are like, "Careful, Danny, don't get yourself reprimanded." I'm like, "Yeah. I want to see Father Fish block me from his Discord. That'd be great."
Really?
But then yeah,
I mean, you
Emily
wouldn't
hit
be
me
the
up.
first one.
Yeah, I could see me getting blocked in a heartbeat.
Me and I've never really called him by his first name before, but I know what his real name is, and like Father Fish and I have like a mutual respect for each other, so I don't think he would like block me from his Discord unless I like was just literally like always trying to sell everything, but I'm not. So
Yeah, it's not like you're intentionally like trying to.
But I mean, Ian, if you're ever, watching and you're looking at my tanks and you're seeing a plant that, you want, like, I can see if I can make it happen sometime. Because I know people really like the red undulata crypts that I got growing in this little tank right next to me that all the lights are off right now, but
I need to try and make my fish tank planters happen, I think.
yeah.
Because like my water wisteria and stuff is just going absolutely mental. So I'm obviously having a lot of luck with,
I
aquatic
actually
plants. So
need one of my favorite plants is Hygrophila deformis, or
Yeah.
what she is calling water wisteria.
I wish
That's one of
I
my
could send you some.
favorite
I have
plants
so
of
much.
all time, and I don't have any of it in my fish room.
I just keep cutting off like the new growth and replanting it. Like as soon as it starts to form another like set of roots, I just snip it and replant it.
Yeah.
It's
I know
going
Louis
mental.
likes me a lot. Louis likes me and I like him, and even when he rants on YouTube and basically like gets rid of like half of his subscribers by talking in a certain way, I'm still like, go man, go, do you.
Do you? But I think we're all capable of having those rant sessions, and to pretend
Absolutely
that
not.
we're
You should
not
never.
all human.
You should never ever
Um,
rant about anything on social media.
I mean,
Is that
it's
so,
true.
Terry? Like,
It's
I
true.
think maybe there's a little sarcasm there.
a little bit.
But
There
that's
goes my
why I
French.
had to get rid of Facebook and,
Oh,
all that
Facebook
other
is
stuff.
horrible.
It is.
It's a fantastic resource and an incredibly horrible resource all at the same time. You can find an awful lot of information on Facebook.
Hmm.
But at the same time, if you go on, say, a guppy group or a goldfish group or a beta group and post an honest to God question, I guarantee you're going to get brutalized.
Yeah. I got tired of Facebook selling all my information and stuff to advertisers and all that too. And I got tired of all the stupid advertisements on there for like wish.com showing me stuff that just did not even make any sense. And yeah, Facebook is just, it's a madhouse over there.
You can kind of say the same thing about YouTube. I mean,
You can.
it's all social media. It's all kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Right.
I really don't
And I
see a
control
difference.
myself on YouTube for the most part. I kind of keep my mouth shut about a
Yes,
lot of things.
I trust me. I respect you for your restraint.
Yeah.
I wish I had that ability.
Yeah. Man, sometimes I just want to say it all, though. But I know YouTube would hate me.
My first live stream I ever did, I lost like 25 subscribers right off the bat just because they heard my voice and I was ranting about something. I don't even remember what it was, but yeah.
Yeah, and Ricky, that's kind of why I stayed on Facebook as long as I did, because like my family kept like trying to rope me back into it and be like, but it's such a great way to communicate with everybody, and we can share pictures and we can learn about you and all that other stuff and blah blah
I
blah.
thought
blah,
the
blah.
same thing, and then no one talks to me anymore.
It's like, yeah, and it's like
They all-
nobody talks to me. All I
They
do
just
is
wanna
post
keep
stuff that
tabs on
nobody likes, and nobody wants to talk to me about anything at all anymore.
Yep.
So
It's anti-social media.
I get like 3 people to look at a picture of my fish tank, and like they don't really care about it. But I post like one video on YouTube or just hop on a live stream and just show one of my fish tanks, and everybody's like, "Whoa, look at that!" It's like, that's the ego stroking that I'm looking for. Thank you.
I mean, I don't get that, but it's just, oh my God, people acknowledge me. Hi. Like,
Yeah.
I get the same thing on Facebook. It's like I have, 250 people that just want to keep tabs on what I'm doing and suck the fun out of my life. So
Yeah.
I go on there and I post as much bullshit as possible just to keep them guessing. No one knows. My neighbor knows because she and I talk quite a lot. But
yeah.
Other than
that,
that's kind of what I did too. I just
I've been corrected.
A whole bunch
Bob
of garbage.
Kaler, I say hygrophilia deformis. Evidently, it's hygrophilia.
Phila? Oh, it's phila.
Hygrophilia? Not philia?
Well, first of all, he's correcting me and he missed the D because there is a D in hydrophilia. And evidently it's phila.
Yes.
And that
I'm looking at the spelling right now.
Here we go.
There is a D in there.
No.
Phila. Not philia.
I'm gonna post the spelling right now. It's
Hydrophila.
hygrophila.
Or phila.
So
There's not a D
there's
in
no
there?
D, there's
Why
no
did I
extra
think there's a
I.
D in there?
I thought there was an extra I between the L and the A at the end. Like I thought it was hygrophilia, but it's hygrophila or hygrophil.
Hydro. I could swear there was a D in
But
that word.
some people say hydrophilia or something like that. You know, people spell things wrong, pronounce things wrong. Like, is it penitafida or is it penitafida?
Right,
Is it
right.
beta or
Yeah.
beta or beta? I almost can't say it any other way now.
I
'cause
swear
I've
to
been saying
God,
it
there
beta
should be
so
a
much.
class somewhere
Yeah.
in Latin, so I can go to school and learn Latin.
Well, right, but it's like, you know, I've always heard it pronounced Lake
And Greek.
Malawi,
'Cause
but
you
then
got-
again, you, Terry, you always say Malawi, and
Mm.
I really have no idea how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Me
And
either.
you know, there's the lapis lazuli, or I've always said lazuli, but it's like, is the word originating from a Latin term or is it originating from an Egyptian term
yeah.
where the like stone was originally like discovered and stuff? Like, I don't know. So I'm just gonna continue to say lazuli because I think it sounds
honestly
better
would
that
love
way.
to go to college and just take Latin and Greek. That's all I want to do. I don't want to take anything else, just Latin and Greek.
Hygrophila.
Why did
With
I
the
think there was a
Y?
D in there?
No. There's
I
no
thought
such
it was
thing
hide
as
with a D.
hygrophila. It just automatically shows the results for hygrophila or with an I versus a Y.
Well, okay, a single I is E,
Hygrophila.
right? And then a double I is I.
But it's a PH.
I
So that's
thought
the
double
thing
I
is,
was EI.
if FI is
PH
phi,
is F.
is a PH still a phi or would it be a phi? I don't know.
It would
I thought
depend
the
on
double I
what's
was
after it.
EI.
But I'm pretty sure the CHI
CH is always
is
a hard
a chi-square.
CH in Latin is always a hard K.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, you know, when you're doing genetics, it's called a chi-square. So I'm guessing, yeah, it'd still be a phi. So a hygrophila.
That would probably sound better than what I usually say. Hydrophila? That would be. I don't know.
Hygrophila. I
don't know, man. I don't know.
I think if it's at the end of the word, it's an I, and I think if it's in the middle of the word, it's an E. But then again, I don't know Latin.
I can't talk in a dead language.
I need to ask my brother-in-law. He's a pastor, so he had to actually learn Latin and
I
Greek.
had to learn Latin and Greek.
That's what I gotta do, man. I gotta go hang out at a monastery so I can learn how to do all this.
Yeah.
So I know how to
just go to school for to be a pastor, and you'll learn all this stuff.
Just go to a Catholic church.
I would go to Terry's church.
Oh God, that would be horrible.
Is it the Catholic church where they speak the Greek?
The power of fish compels you.
Meanwhile, I'm drinking a Miller Lite going, I'm Pickle Rick.
Amen.
There's a Latin translator with the proper audio. Okay. Yeah, I mean, gosh, we all used to pay a whole bunch of money for super like fancy like text correct and autocorrect and things like that. And
Oh.
now Google Translator is just, free and like the best. So let's see. Pronounce hygrophila. How to pronounce hygrophila in English. Let's unmute my.
No,
Whoa,
boy.
never mind. Don't unmute.
Our RB is going to start a fish church.
Mute the. There we go.
And I could see him up there.
Let's see.
I could see it happening. It scares me, and yeah, but I do see it happening.
Hygrophila.
Hygrophila. There we go.
Hygrophila. I don't like the hygrophila. That's how they say it.
I think that's what Bob was trying to say. It's because I was drawing it out. I'd say hydrophilia. Now I can't say it.
All right.
It's just phila, just 2 syllables, real quick.
Hygrophila.
Yeah,
The different stress marker on the grow versus the
Right.
fill is what's getting me, because I've always stressed the fill, not the.
I don't know.
Grow.
I could have swore there was a D in there somewhere, but I've been wrong before.
I think that's just your brain automatically mixing that in because hydro means water.
I could have swore there was a D in that name, but I stand
Wow.
corrected, and I've been wrong before. It's been
This
known to
one's
happen.
saying it is hydrophilia.
Huh. Hygrophila.
I like the pronunciation philia. Sounds way better than phila.
You feel ya? I feel ya. Selenia.
God, how can you derail a live stream? How to pronounce hygrophilia deformis?
Hygrophila. It's hygrophila. Okay.
Hygrophila deformis. Or deformis.
And I've been pronouncing it wrong all these years.
It's all right, man. It happens. Like, see, I grew up saying beta fish my entire life, and then
Oh God!
I popped
Really?
on YouTube like a
Beta,
couple years
beta.
ago, and now I say beta all the time. and
Tomato,
I
tomato.
can't say anything
Plico,
else now.
Plico.
Oh man, it gets me when people say plico though. That gets me.
Is that
Or-
a trigger?
Plico just sounds terrible. Or I had to, like, at least Placo, like, I don't know, that makes like a little bit of sense, I guess, but I don't know. Like I had
Hygrophila.
this one customer come in and she kept calling it a Plico. And I kept trying to, lightly correct her just by saying, yeah, pleco, the plecostomus, just kept, saying it. But she's like, so do you think this pleco would be fine in my 5-gallon tank?
Yeah. I would have just said, probably not. Go away. Stop wasting my time. Get out of here. That's
could
why
I put
I am
the
the
pleco
worst.
in the pond or not? I'm like, yes, technically you could put it in the pond over summer, but once the water starts cooling down, it's not going to do fine in there.
I honestly think if I owned a pet shop, the worst person in the world that I would hire to work in my fish room would be a guy like you, or me, or Adele, or anybody in chat. Fish keepers they make the absolute worst fish room employees, because you guys will all be spending your time with your faces stuck in a tank, and you'd be ordering all these really rare fish that I'm never ever going to make money on, I need that like 10-year-old
sounds
kid
familiar,
that
Terry.
knows nothing about fish and is just willing to net them, bag them up, and ship them out.
Man, I don't know though.
Like,
It's one of those like double-edged sword things because you are right. When I first started working at the pet store, like
Yeah, we talked
I
about
had my
this.
face in the tanks all the time, and I ordered so many different fish that my boss just got mad at me. He's like, you can't just keep ordering all these fish that you want that I can't sell.
Right.
It's like,
This is
you're
not
right.
your personal fish room.
Exactly. She even said that it's like, this isn't your own personal fish store. Like, this is a pet store. Like, this is a business. Like, we gotta tip what we can sell.
We need neon tetras, damn it.
Exactly. It's like you can't just order the Severums and not order any neon tetras. Like, how can you forget the neon tetras? It's like, you're right. I'm sorry. but on the other hand, like, we do have a couple fish idiots at the job that you know sold 15 fish for a brand new 5-gallon tank. And I'm not talking like small fish. I'm talking about like those big like glow tetras and a common pleco and all this other stuff. And it's like didn't even ask like how long the tank had been set up. Like they went home with the fish tank and like 15 fish and like set it all up, and then they came back like the next day because all their fish
Yeah,
were
it was a
dead.
disaster.
Exactly. And it's just like you never should have even had those fish sold to you, especially not 15 of them. Like maybe five for that 5-gallon tank if you go by the inch per gallon, thing. But I even had to tell my boss, it's just like, listen, I know that you know what you're doing, but like the reason we don't use the inch per gallon method anymore is because you don't want to put a 10-inch fish in a 10-gallon tank. It just doesn't work that way. And she's like, well, you can. It's just not gonna. I'm like, yeah, okay, Alicia, we know you technically can, but it's not gonna work. It's not
They'll
gonna be a happy
physically
fish, and it's
fit.
gonna die. We know physically you can put a 10-inch fish in a 10-gallon tank, but don't do it.
I'm going to just throw this out there before I get a beer and go pee. One thing I don't like that has become a thing, and it kind of goes into what you were talking about, is I honestly do not appreciate when I go to buy a fish and the person bagging it up goes, well, what size is your tank?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
So
you know what, lady? I got more tanks than you do.
And right, I went out to a fish store and I was all ready to buy my super red pleco or super red bristle nose, and the guy starts, grilling me. Well, how big is the tank? As long as your tank been set up. Do you got plenty of driftwood in there? These guys like to munch on wood. Like, and
at least
it's like I get where the guy was coming from. Like, I didn't get mad at him at all for asking me this question, but I just kept telling him, like, no, dude, trust me, I know what I'm doing. This is my 7th fish tank. Like, he's the first fish going in it. Like, it's gonna be all right.
How many people go in there and go, oh, I know what I'm doing because I fucking Googled.
They go, my usual response when I get that, when they go, what size is your tank? And I say, which one?
Yeah.
And they stumble. They usually stumble for a minute and they're like, I'm like, yeah, which one?
As soon as I told
I've got more tanks than your store has.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
I've definitely done that exact thing before. Well, how big is your tank? Which one?
Yeah.
Like, because I got two 55s, I got a 40, I got plenty of 20s and 10s and 5s. Like, what do you want? Like,
I mean,
yeah,
I know
which
that my
tank are we talking about?
But I start telling them I've got plants in all of them. I'm doing guppies. I've got 4 or 5 gallons. I want bigger ones, but blah blah blah.
I'll be right back.
But the last girl actually showed me the sump setup that they have like in the wall at the LFS. So where I can't remember how many tanks they've got in this section of wall, but she lifted the flap up at the bottom and showed me their sump setup, and we started
Yeah.
talking about that. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like, I have no idea about sumps, but that's something for me to, like, I can actually go back and talk to her in the future because she knows their setup and knows what's going on and knows how
Yeah.
to set it all up and deal with things. And
I always like to check the sumps every so often because sometimes a random like baby guppy or whatever will end up down there.
yeah. Yeah, I think we've got like, I think it's 12. 12,
Patrick,
10.
yeah, I've been meaning to say hi, Patrick. I,
Hi,
chat
Patrick.
and keep going up. How's it going there? Thanks for popping in and the late night stream. Because I know you're in the central time zone too, 12:45 right now. But
3:45.
yeah, but
you know.
kind of what Terry was, saying, as the pet store employee that has a bunch of fish tanks myself and has been on
Yeah.
both ends of the argument here. Like I'm pretty good at judging my customers, We definitely have our regulars that come in all the time. There's this one guy who's a tattoo artist, and him and his wife, like, they have multi-tank syndrome like nobody else I've met. And I think I set them up with like their first fish tank, and now they're on like tank number 30 or something like that.
gosh.
And they have
that's awesome.
They have so many fish
They've got the
breeding, and
bug.
they're still buying fish from us. It's like, yeah, Danny, let me show you the pictures of the 1,000 babies I have as I'm buying 10 more fish right now. It's just like, okay, dude, like, good for you, Paul. Like, that's
funny.
awesome, man. Like, I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, but don't overdo it. You don't want to get burned out.
He'll
But
come in with
I mean,
Danny,
there's definitely people that like, oh, how big is what do you think of these angelfish? Are angelfish cool and all stuff? It's like, well, okay, yeah, but how big is your tank? Oh, it's a 10-gallon. Yeah, I really want to do angelfish. It's gonna get the size of your hand. Like, but how long could I put it in a 10-gallon tank?
No.
I mean, I really wouldn't want you to put it in there at all. But I mean, you might be able to get like a year out of it before you really need to put it in something bigger. But I just wouldn't do that.
The way I go, it's more like 6 months.
Yeah.
If like at the most. I don't know.
But it's
what
like
it is
I always just try my best, But even, Corey from Aquarium Co-op has said before that, if somebody is just gung ho gonna buy that Oscar in that fishbowl, like you sell them that Oscar in that fishbowl, because all they're gonna do is just go to your competitor and buy that Oscar in the fishbowl anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, sometimes you just can't argue with people. Like, there's this one guy that had like a full mixed tank. Like, I'm saying, he had like neon tetras and live bearers and South American cichlids and African cichlids and all that stuff in one like 90-gallon tank. And he said it was working for a good while. I'm like, man, that's awesome. Like, that's not really something you hear about working that much. But if it's working for you, like, I'm not going to tell you not to do it. Like, if it's working, it's working. But then, like, I don't know what the final fish he added to it, whether it was like an angel fish or something or whatever. But basically, the entire tank crashed. Everybody killed each other and all that stuff. Like, the thing that we all like knew was going to happen ended up happening, and it's just like, well, I kind of tried to tell you, but hey,
sometimes people
I'm
just
not
have
gonna
to
control your
learn
life here.
What?
Well, you know, they either learn or they don't.
Wait a minute. Danny's my new sponsor and gonna try to control my life. What? What did I miss?
What?
No, just kind of expanding off of what you said about people grilling you too hard, and
Oh yeah,
how
when you go to the
I
pet
was
store
saying
and
that I'm pretty good at.
I'm trying to buy a neon tetra and I get grilled by a 13-year-old kid that owns like no fish tanks.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry,
I mean,
at least
one,
that
they're doing what they're
15-year-old kid is
told to
doing
do,
their
and they're
job.
doing what they have to do as a business. And then on the other hand, like what I was kind of saying is, I'm pretty good at judging my customers. I know my regulars. I know my idiots. I know my, people
Yeah.
that are on tank number 2 or tank number 3. I know the people that are actually interested in learning the information on how to keep a fish alive and healthy and how to really establish a tank, and the other people that are just like trying to get their kids a fish tank so their kids shut up. Like,
Right.
there's a
Yeah.
difference between all these different sorts of people, and I deal with them all differently on an individual basis.
You have to. You can't treat them all the same.
Right. And that's what
I
these
know that as
13-year-old
someone who's
kids
worked
do,
with
is they
customers
they
for
just treat everybody the same because that's all they're taught to do. Is
Well,
anybody that wants to buy this
gotta learn.
fish,
here's the thing. The people that have giant fish rooms make money. They generally make more money than working in a pet store is going to pay you.
Mm.
yeah,
So
generally, I make sort of decent money. I'm probably the highest paid supervisor in the entire company.
I kind of, man, I don't know what to say. I'm just gonna like screw shit up, and people are gonna hate me.
No, I get exactly what you're saying, and I'll just
Normally,
kind of say it for you. Normally, the people that have 1,000 fish tanks need a lot more money than the minimum wage that a pet
Right.
store is gonna pay you. I totally agree. I wish we didn't pay people minimum wage. I wish we paid people a little bit more. At least a little bit more than minimum wage. But
it's just, I don't know. When I was younger, you could just pick out a fish and they bagged it up and you went on your way. Now, if I pointed a fish and say, I want that fish, I have an employee going, well, grilling me on, where it's going and, what size is your tank, and I don't, me as an old guy, okay, I'm just
Later,
the old
Melissa.
cranky. I'm the old cranky dude. I don't appreciate getting grilled. Just give me my damn fish and I want to go.
Right.
I really
Exactly.
don't need you to explain anything to me.
No,
I just
they need
right.
to learn.
And Terry, if you came into the store that I work at, you wouldn't be grilled. Because one, we would form a relationship with you, and we'd understand how many tanks you have and the education that you have, and we'd probably learn from you a little bit. And that's just how we run the business. We form relationships with our customers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but like if you go to just a random store where nobody knows who you are, you gotta kind of expect at least a little bit of grilling from these employees because they're trained to do that. They're trained to make sure that everybody's fish are safe.
First of all, Danny, I 100% agree. If you worked at a pet shop where I'm a constant customer, we will 100% form that relationship. I have those relationships with my local shops. My question is, when did it become important for, why do we have to have all these questions? Why can't you just point at a fish, put it in a bag, I'm taking it home?
Because a lot of people come to the pet stores for the information versus going to their vets, versus going to Google. Like, I have to answer all these questions all the time, and I got people coming to me with questions that really should be.
I've been that fish room guy. I get the questions.
Yeah,
They're
there's that.
nonstop forever.
And then it's also the fact that as a business, like we're the ones floating and fronting all these different, costs with the shipping and all these different things. And at least at the store that I work at, we guarantee our fish for 2 weeks. So if we're just going to sell you a fish that you're going to kill in 2 days, we don't want to sell you that fish.
See, when I was younger, you bought a fish, it was on you. There was no guarantee. There wasn't a 2
But
week.
we live in a litigious society where it's
It
everybody else's
you bought
fault
it,
and
it's
not
on
my
you.
fault.
You kill it, it's on you.
Yeah. Now we live in a time where it's everybody else's fault. It has nothing to do with anything that you did. It's everybody else's fault. So it doesn't matter if my tank wasn't established because you didn't tell me I had to establish the tank. So it's your fault and you got to pay for this.
I
dead
swear to
fish.
God, if I do, I am tossing around the idea of having a little tiny pet shop when I retire. I'm tossing around that idea. I'm not giving a guarantee. You take one of my fish, you kill it, it's on you.
Hey, Hurt Diversity. Hey, S. Glad you're popping in here.
And here's one of the things that gets me is, okay, is it possible to get a sick fish from a pet shop? Yes, I'm not saying that. The thing that gets me is you take a fish home, you kill it, you go back to the pet store and get another one of the same fish. So if the pet shop was able to keep them alive, then why should they give you another one?
Yeah.
That's my thing. I bought sick fish. I bought fish with parasites, and I bought sick fish. So I go back to my pet shop and say, look, my fish was sick. I'm fairly certain. And you look at all the other ones, and yeah, they're all dying too. When you go back and they don't have any more of those fish because they all died, then you can go to that pet shop and say, yeah, your fish were sick.
Yeah.
When you buy a fish and you go back to that pet shop and all the fish in that very same tank are all healthy, it's on you, man.
Right. But see, yeah, exactly. Like, like a month ago, I took a little trip over to my local Petco, and I mainly went for a mono shrimp, and I saw that they had Hillstream loaches, but I saw like 6 Hillstream loach bodies, and I didn't see like any that were alive.
Yeah.
So, but when the employee kind of came around, I was like, can you kind of dig around in that tank a little bit? And if any of those Hillstream loaches are alive, like I would like to get at least one. And, it turned out that we did find one that was alive. I took it home, and like 2 days later, it was dead.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't like go back to the store and have them replace my fish because I knew in my own
you knew
mind
right off
that
the get-go. Chances are I'm buying a sick fish.
Yeah, chances are me buying this fish is actually giving it a better opportunity to live. So if it dies, like it's okay. It's gonna happen. Like
I have never once taken like you're saying 2 weeks. I have never went back to a fish shop going, dude, the fish you got me died. It's your fault. Give me a new one. I have never, ever done that. Ever.
And I haven't either. Like, I've lost several fish, after a couple days, after one day, whatever. But it's just like, I still go back from, buying fish when I was a kid. Like, you wouldn't buy just 6 neon tetras. you buy 10 neon tetras, and because about half of them are gonna die, and then you'll still have a school left. Like that's just kind of what it was when I was younger.
I've always looked at it as a shame issue. You know, I'm not gonna go back to the shop and say, yeah, that fish you gave me, I killed it.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to do that. I'm not that guy. I'm just going to scoop it out and move on.
Exactly. But yeah, I get you there, herp diversity. I don't like that most pet store guppies have disease too. And
I don't know.
I work in a pet store. I see these, guppies kind of come in with, different disease and stuff, and like we tend to lose about half of our guppies. We also tend to lose about half of the neon tetras.
The walk of death in the morning when you go into the pet store and you got to do that walk of death and take all the dead fish out.
Yeah.
It happens, man. And I don't care how good you think your pet store is. I'm telling you, they do the walk of death every morning.
Yep. Every morning and every evening we're pulling deads, and then if any of them are dying throughout the day as we're walking around, like we're always trying to at least look into the tanks, and like try and find any deads, because we don't want any floaters. I honestly I feel so embarrassed when there's a little kid like, look, mommy, there's a dead fishy. Like I hate that, but I mean, it's on the other hand, I still kind of understand that, we lose fish like all the time, no matter what we're trying to do. Like it's more of a shipment or vendor and farm issue versus
I
us
see
as
it.
a pet store.
I see it all the time, even in my local fish shop that I have a lot of respect for. You see it that say they order a shipment of rummy nose, we'll just say, and you can take one look at those rummy nose and say they're all sick.
Yeah. Every time we get rummy nose tetras in, they come in with ick.
And it's just part of the business. It's unfortunate, but it's part of the business.
They really do, S. They be screaming at the top of their lungs, look, mommy, I found a dead fish. But, oh, man. No, there's this one, this guy that comes in with his kids, and, I mean, this guy just kind of gives me anxiety, but his kids are, really creepy. There's this one kid that's, I want to say, 7 years old, that he just has some strange fascination with death. I was pulling the dead fish after he was pointing him out to me, and then he was asking me if he could hold the dead fish and touch the dead fish.
All right, that's just
and
weird.
Look at them up close and all that stuff, and it's just this kid is gonna grow up to be a serial killer. And
it's Dexter. Was his name Dexter?
It might have been, for all I know. Jeez.
I don't know. I have been there as a person that worked in a fish shop. I get it. I know exactly what you're talking about when people point out, oh, look, that one's dead. And you're like, yeah, son of a bitch, half that tank's probably going to die anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't feel as bad when somebody
fish out of it at the same time.
Yeah. I don't feel as bad when somebody stumbles upon a dead fish as much as I do when they stumble upon another animal that died or something, pointing out, oh, one of your lizards didn't make it or whatever. It's oh, dang. Yeah.
What's the, not the chameleons, what's the iguanas? Iguanas are notoriously underfed, starving to death by the time the pet shop gets them. Yeah. And it's not the pet shop's fault. It's the whole
they come in scraggly.
Right.
And we just
they
got some
come to
geckos
you
in that we
in
got
terrible.
fat-tailed geckos, and this one came in with like a mouth rot infection where it's like it was all crusted over, couldn't even close its mouth. We had to like get in there and like pull out like all this like rotting flesh and stuff. And I mean, who knows how long it's going to be before we can, get this gecko recuperated enough to actually go back out
see,
on the sales floor and be able to sell it. And it's like we're just losing money on it.
That's the issue that people don't want to talk about. Your local fish shop, they have intentions to sell you healthy stuff. Except when stuff comes in, it's not necessarily healthy. And, the store still has to make money. And it just gets ugly. It does.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, that's what's kind of cool about this. We do have a really awesome, like, local fish store here. Oh, there's Travis. How you doing, buddy? We do have this really cool store here in St. Louis called Tropical World Pets. I've said it several times, and I always call it my not so local fish store. But it's such an awesome place that it's mainly about fish, but they do have like tarantulas and lizards and snakes and frogs and stuff like that too. But like after talking to several of the employees, come to find out that they do like all their breeding in house and stuff like that. Like
really,
they breed leopard geckos and then they sell them, and then they breed other stuff and then they sell them, and so it's really cool. And then they accept fish and other stuff from local breeders too. So like some of my African cichlids are on sale there and stuff like that. So it's a really awesome place. If you ever are in St. Louis, check out Tropical World Pets.
Hey,
They
Danny.
don't have a YouTube channel, but I might do some filming in there sometime because they have had YouTubers film in there before. Hey, Travis.
That'd be awesome.
Hi, Travis.
Adele, did you? Oh, you are unmuted now. You were muted there for a
Hey,
second.
Adele.
I know. It's because I went to go and get my food out of the oven.
Ah.
Hi, Shanna.
Wait a minute. What did Adele get us all?
Really? You're gonna go there?
I mean, if you're gonna make food for one, you better make food for all of us.
That is like logistically impossible, Terry, because it would take at least 6 weeks for anything to get there. And
I'm willing to wait 2 weeks. I'm willing to wait 2 weeks for my Doritos, man. I am that guy. I'll wait.
It'll take 6 weeks. That's what I was saying to Jess last night, because she sent me some stickers and a keychain. And she's like, oh, so have you got your parcel yet? I'm like, no. It'll take like 6 weeks to get here from the US. And she's like, really? Like, yeah, that's standard.
Yep.
It could take longer.
I was surprised, though. I was getting some letters and stuff when I was in Iraq in like 7 days.
Yeah, but that's military mail. Military mail does not go through the standard. When you try to ship something to somebody in another country, there's a strong chance that that container with your whatever in it is going to sit there so they can look at it.
Yeah.
3 days.
The military mail
nowadays
is way
with all the different stuff going on too.
Uh-oh. Patrick Hardy.
But Chewy, you're right.
Terry, Terry, speak for yourself. What did that mean?
Willing to wait for Doritos, I guess.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, I don't
wait
like
for
to wait for
Doritos in a heartbit, man.
I'd rather have them now than wait.
I am jonesing for some Cool Ranch Doritos right now.
Oh
Really
man,
bad.
those are the best.
I'll remember
The
that.
Cool
though.
Ranch
Oh.
Doritos, and then I also like the Buffalo Ranch Doritos too.
It's too late at night to go to the grocery store, but I guarantee you tomorrow my butt is buying some Cool Ranch Doritos, man.
I wonder if we're ever gonna get 24-hour grocery stores again,
Hopefully.
Who knows?
or if that's just done and over with now.
Hopefully.
This is nothing like going, grocery shopping at 2 a.m. There's like nobody there.
Yeah, it's the best time to go.
I know.
Keep a serial killer. Oh,
But
sorry.
no, like Chewy, like you're right. Like I do like to, do the whole life and death talk, and talk about how death happens and stuff. But this one kid just creeps me out, man. It was like far too intrigued by dead fish. Like,
Ew. Okay.
Yeah, that would creep me out too, man. If
Yeah.
Danny, I've had that same job that you've had. If I had somebody like that was like, oh my God, I got to see it, I got to hold it, it would creep me out in a heartbeat. I'd be like, yeah, you really don't need to be alive, or I don't know. I would honestly suspect that, yeah, you're Dexter.
mm-hmm.
This is an amazing show.
So I'm pretty sure they do GRB. I think that's kind of what's going on. Is everything having that 2-week quarantine period.
I think
Even though I'm
depends
pretty
on
sure
whether
the
it's coming
CDC
from a
said
hot
it doesn't
zone.
pass on surfaces, but don't listen to me. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Wait a minute, you just used one of my lines.
And that's why we get along so much, Terry.
It's funny, man. I'm laughing. I got a smile. You guys can't see me because I got my camera off, but I'm smiling like crazy. That was great, man.
When the kid eats the dead fish, then I'd be worried.
Ew. That is just disgusting.
The sad thing is I could picture it, man.
Seriously,
if you've ever worked in a fish room
this kid
in a
pointed
pet
out
shop,
the dead fish, wanted me to take the dead fish out of the tank so that he could
and eat it,
touch it and hold it and just whatever with the dead fish. Like, this kid scared me, man. Like,
I would be scared too, man. But it would be funny as all get out if he ate it. That it would honestly gross me out.
Oh man.
And honestly, if you've never done it in a pet shop, there is a thing in the morning, the walk of death, that you have to do in the morning. Take all the dead fish out. It's something you just have to experience on your own.
So was the kid like Children of the Corn creepy?
Wait a minute. Just because somebody grows up in an area where they got a lot of corn doesn't mean he's a serial killer.
Oh my God.
But Children of the Corn was a great movie.
I mean,
kind of like what's
Patrick,
that
I was
one?
a weird kid too, but I don't know. This is just a little too far
outside your realm.
Yeah.
What, you were that weird kid?
I mean, I kind of was that weird kid that was just fascinated with different things, and
so was I.
I always wore I've always been fascinated by death to a point, and I always wore skulls and stuff like that. So my mom always said I had my normal skulls and my dress skulls.
Really? Honestly?
Yeah.
So were you one of those what they would call the emo kids, wearing black and all of that stuff?
I was before emo. but I was after goth. So I think I was technically like what you would call a scene kid, but I I don't follow any of those like stereotypical names or anything. I didn't really fall into any group. I had people thinking I was a skater, but I definitely wasn't. I had people thinking I was an emo,
You
but
just
I
look
definitely
it.
wasn't. I did have the what I called like the reverse mullet or whatever, where I had like the really long like bangs going over for a while, and I dyed my hair black before too, but
Well, number one, I hate pigeonholing people into groups. I
yeah.
just generally don't like doing it.
But the music that most of those
However,
emo kids listen to, I couldn't stand. You know, like My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco. Like, I can't stand any of that emo music. And so, like, anybody that said I was emo, like, I was like, no. If anything, I'm goth, but no.
like I said, I really don't like to pigeonhole people into, little boxes. However, every time I look at you, I picture a 7-Eleven and you hanging out in front of it. I'm just saying.
You know what,
Funny,
Chewy? If the kid pops out of the woodwork again looking for more dead animals, I'll ask him if he wants to be a scientist. But
Always
I
intrigued.
haven't
Always
seen
intrigued.
him or his dad, in a little bit.
And you
So
notice Danny didn't even recognize that comment, and he just went right over it, going,
I
"Yeah,
don't.
Terry, you're an idiot.
I don't blame him.
I ain't going there. Not going there."
yeah. No, I don't fall into any of the stereotypes.
you were making a
And
reference.
that's kind of what I'm
Yeah,
happy about too, so.
It is. Oh God, you know what? I really need to shut up.
I feel like you get more. You meet more friends when you blend in different crowds and groups.
Is that how that works? Because I
I
didn't
mean, in
have
high
any
school.
friends.
That
I
was
mean, I thought I
secure
did.
sarcasm right there.
No, I mean, I don't know. I was kind of, I think I was kind of blind to a lot of stuff too. Because when I talk to other people that kind of live their life like me, they talk about it in a much different way. About, yeah, I just skated between all the different groups and just got along with everybody. And it's like I kind of did get along with everybody, but I never felt like I belonged with anybody. And so like
Exactly.
I
You've
didn't
always
really count anybody like they were my friend, even though I maybe had a lot of friends to other people's view.
I 100% get that. Absolutely. I think I did the same thing growing up. Everybody, you know, it's really hard for me to say, okay, you're my friend. I can count my friends on one hand. And those are the true people I call friend.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of other people that, yeah, they're like, okay, I like Terry, but they're not in that five. You're not that five people. And growing up, it was exactly like that. There was a whole bunch of people that thought I had a lot of friends, but I actually didn't. I was actually kind of lonely, and I had just a couple people that I called friends. You can have acquaintances, people that
Mhm.
you interact with from time to time, but they're not your true friends.
they're acquaintances. They're not friends.
Yeah.
True friends are hard to come by, man. I'm just saying, they really are.
I lived my life with over 200 acquaintances, that I would see on a weekly basis, and now, like, I don't even have friends. I have maybe one or two that I will sort of semi stay in touch with. like every 6 months or something, we might say hello or whatever, but I don't associate with any of them anymore. I moved away from the city for 10 years, so I mean, everyone kind of either died, moved away, or got married, had kids, and now they're living their own life. So, as people do, you kind of grow apart.
Yeah. And apparently Bob Kaler just killed anybody that was in charge of him and took their spot. 'Cause that's what the Sith Lords do. Oh,
Wow.
you're my boss. Well, I'm just gonna kill you, and now I'm the powerful one.
I can kind of see.
What
that
do you guys
though.
think the chances are that Bob Kaler, somewhere in his house, has a box with a bunch of slides with blood on it?
I mean, he is the Codfather.
There
I know
is
that
a
he's got the
possibility.
He's got the concrete shoes in his boot, in his trunk.
No, it's not Godfather, Patrick. It's Codfather. COD.
Cod.
The Codfather.
Codfather. Tennessee Fish Mafia.
Really, here's the thing. I've seen Bob on his streams. I don't know the guy personally, but I've seen him on his streams, and I'm fairly certain he's not a Sith Lord.
Oh, I don't know.
No, he's way too nice to be a Sith Lord. He's just way too nice.
You don't really know Bob at all, do you, Terry?
Evidently not, because if he's an evil dude, then I don't know it.
If you guys aren't scared of Bob, there's something
you could
wrong with
still
you.
be a nice guy and just really want power.
Well, I mean...
Have you ever seen him look at his dogs?
Yeah.
He can't be that evil when he looks at his dogs.
He could be retired. Well, never mind.
It's like, I don't know.
I can't. Right? See? You never know.
We don't know how many skeletons Bob has in all those closets he's got in his house.
You know what? You do have a point there. You could open up a door and there's like 3 dead bodies in there.
I mean, we've seen the fish tanks. Where do you think he gets all the nutrients from?
We've never seen Bob's backyard, just saying.
Now, see, here's the problem with this whole thing now is every time I watch another Bob stream, I'm going to be like, where's the dead bodies? Where are the bodies at? When before I was just cool with checking out his fish tanks. I was cool with that.
Rose gardens out the back.
So, thank you, Adele. Now, everything Bob does is going to be suspect. All because of you.
The skull is real, Bob says. Awesome.
Oh my God.
But that's kind of what I was talking about too, like when I was younger and I was fascinated with death, and it's like I'm still fascinated with death. Like I collect skulls and bones and stuff like that. Like, I mean, how many people do you know that just have like a deer skull just right on their mantle? Like
somebody that shot a deer that wants a skull on his mantle.
Right. Well, I don't know. I like weird stuff like that.
A friend of mine actually gets skulls like sheep skulls or cow skulls and paints them and turns them into art pieces. Like she's very artistic.
I actually ordered a box of bones on Amazon once.
You're kidding me. Really?
That's awesome.
No.
That is so cool.
Amazon has a box of bones. That's what you bought it as? A box of bones?
Yeah. And that's how I got that deer skull. There's a deer skull. There's a bunch of femurs and lower mandibles and stuff like that. And I had to kind of clean them up a little bit. They weren't really that clean. There's actually still some hair on that skull.
What are those cockroaches you do that to clean the bones? What are those cockroaches?
The hissing cockroaches or whatever.
Yeah. You put your bones in and the cockroaches all clean them.
I just kind of soaked it in like a bleach solution and then just scrubbed it with a toothbrush.
But I'm still amazed, just personally, just me, that you can just type in box of bones on Amazon and literally get a box of bones.
Yeah. You
We
can order
live in a
anything on Amazon.
fantastic world, man. I'm not saying I do it. It's just a fantastic world.
Yeah, that's what I was hinting towards there, Patrick. Like, underneath the substrate of all his tanks, there's just bodies.
Yeah, Bob Kaler's got like 30 bodies underneath his house that we don't know about.
For stew.
I hope that's not true.
Oh, the bones for stew. Yeah, maybe.
Ricky should get some. He has this in cockroaches.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who needs a dirted tank when you got a bodied tank? Talk about the the father fish method. Let's get the reaper fish method or something like.
Hey, with death comes life.
Right. That's that's kind of what the ancient like Vikings and stuff kind of believed too, was that there was like a giant that died, and when Ymir died, like that's what the earth was like formed out of, was like the body of the giant. Bob is on fire tonight. He's got lots of great ones coming out of the chat. So Travis, you still got some lights on your fish tanks, huh?
Yeah. I run 2 5-hour cycles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how long in between the 5-hour cycles?
I might have to do some math. It'd be 19 hours divided by 2 is 9.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like on for 5, off for 4, on for 5, off for 4. Wait, no, that's
It's
not
like
enough.
it's like on 5, off for 9, and then on another 5, and then off. Yeah. And I sleep during that 9.
Okay. That's interesting. And you probably like never get any allergy, do you?
No. No, I don't really have any problems. But I mean, I have autos in this tank, so they'd probably nip at it and take care of it.
I know a lot of people do the 2 light cycle. It's just like it doesn't seem natural to me, so that's the only reason that I don't do it. But then again, like everybody else that has their tanks only on for like 6 hours out of the day, like that's not really that natural either. So
Right.
Having this siesta was something that came around in somewhere in the 90s is when I first started reading about it, and it makes a lot of sense. Where you turn your lights on in the morning and then you give them a siesta in the afternoon and then you turn them on in the evening. Whether it's good or bad, it just makes it more convenient for me as a fish keeper, because I can turn them on in the morning while I'm at the house, and then while I'm at work, all my tanks are black, and then when I come home and I can mess with my tanks, they're, the lights are on again. So
Yeah.
I just liked it.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Have your tanks on when you're home and off when you're not.
Right.
Totally makes sense. Yeah, Patrick, that's interesting, and it kind of, reminded me of, way back in the day when I was like super into Slipknot. Before they got rid of Joey Jordison, their drummer. There was one time that Joey Jordison actually had like a special set of drumsticks, like his own line of drumsticks come out, and he actually put a couple drops of his own blood into the paint that they used to paint the handles of the drumsticks. So the drumsticks, you could technically have a piece of Joey Jordison, in your hands or whatever.
Oh God.
I thought it was pretty cool. I almost bought myself a set,
Who is the greatest drummer ever?
Neil Peart.
Oh, good answer, dude. I love you. Enough said. He gave the perfect answer.
Neil Peart is the greatest drummer of all time, not just because of his general skills, but just the fact that he had a 300-piece drum set and he used every single millimeter of it. A lot of people, these fancy like metal drummers and
Well,
stuff
see, a lot of people
they have like 3 bass drums and all these different things that
and don't
they
use
might
them.
use one time, or they might not even use it all. They just have it there, so they have this fancy, extravagant looking drum set. Whereas like Neil Peart, he spun around and he used that entire thing.
What I like, because a lot of people will say like Buddy Rich or John Bonham, and my typical response to that is Neil Peart could play Buddy Rich and John Bonham, but John Bonham and Buddy Rich couldn't play Neil Peart.
Right.
So that was usually my go-to answer. But yeah, you gave the perfect answer right off the get-go.
Yep.
And not to mention, he wrote the lyrics as well.
Right. But see, that's why I also liked Jimmy the Rev Sullivan from Avenged Sevenfold. I don't really care for Avenged Sevenfold anymore, but back in the day, like he wrote all the drum stuff, he wrote a lot of the guitar music, he wrote like all the piano music, he wrote a lot of the lyrics and stuff too. So like old Avenged Sevenfold, the stuff that I liked was pretty much all done by Joey Jordison. Not Joey Jordison. It was all done by Jimmy the Rev Sullivan. And so like when he died, like their music kind of went downhill.
Right. Talented people are talented people. They are what they are, and God bless them. We love them when they're alive, and then sometimes they go away, and it gets ugly.
It's true.
Sid Barrett is a typical example.
Ram Malekaf.
I was actually tossing around the idea when I changed my name to Ziggy. I almost wanted to change it to Sid Barrett, but I didn't think half of the people in chat would get the reference.
No.
And given the silence that we're hearing,
either.
you don't know who Sid Barrett is?
The name kind of sounds familiar, but I can't pin it.
He's the guy that came up with the whole band Pink Floyd.
Oh, okay.
And he pretty much blew his mind out doing acid. The guy did more acid than anybody should ever even think about doing, and it kind of killed his mind. And yeah.
Hello.
Wait, that song "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd is just a tribute to Sid Barrett. And the next live stream I go on, I'm coming up as Sid Barrett.
Alone
I'm just saying.
now makes a heck of a lot of sense. Just saying.
You're gonna have to explain it to people.
Mind on acid, like.
Greatest living drummer though, Danny Carey.
Well, geez, Neil Peart just died last year, ain't it?
I know.
Danny Carey.
No, he died in
Who's he
2018.
from?
That's
Pretty sad when you gotta wait for a drummer to die before you can say
I
how
was
good
just
you
asking
are.
a question.
You know, I was thinking about that, Chewy. You know, Mike Portnoy. Mike Portnoy's a really good drummer from Dream Theater, and he did a good
love
job. I
Dream
did
Theater.
see him with
Yeah.
Avenged Sevenfold. Like,
John
Whitney's
Bonham's
amazing.
still alive, ain't he? Or did he die too?
Oh God knows.
John
I'm
Bonham.
not sure on that
I
one.
think he's still alive.
I mean, I would take Pert over Carey. I'm not saying he's better. I'm just saying Carey's good.
And who?
Damn it! I
who's
gotta
Carey
Google
from?
it now. Damn it!
That's Tool. Tool's drummer.
Oh, Tool. Oh yeah, yeah. Tool's got a good drummer.
He's really
I
good.
think Tool's just good all around. But a
Mhm.
lot of people just don't care for Tool, and I kind of get it because they're so much different than any other type of music you listen to. They don't follow the standard of verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. They
Right.
What about
just.
John Cyril Allen?
What about what?
John Cyril Allen from Def Leppard.
Oh, Def Leppard. Man, he's awesome. Because he
That's
only
the
has one
one-hand-
arm,
That's
right?
the one-handed. That's
Yeah.
the guy that had the accident, and now he's
Yep.
playing one-handed.
He's the one-handed drummer, and he does
He's
better
good.
than a lot of people do with two hands.
The-
Now, he's
the-
got a specially made drum set
Yeah, I couldn't
where
remember
he
his full
does
name, so
the
I didn't
hi-hat
Google
with
him.
his foot versus with his arm. But it's
Yeah.
still... He's awesome.
Motivationally wise, that's one of the best stories out there. I mean, you take a
Considering
guy,
his-
he gets
his
into a car
training.
accident, he's a drummer, he loses his arm, and you got to take your hat off to the rest of the band too, to say, you know, he said he could do it, and I'm fairly certain the rest of the band are
Put
like,
their faith in
how
him
can we
too.
have a one-armed drummer?
Right.
And
Now-
but the rest of the band went, yeah, we're gonna run with it.
Yeah. Now, I mean, Def Leppard doesn't have incredibly complicated,
Correct.
drum
Yeah,
beats
they're
or anything.
They're not
but
a
even
progressive
so,
art rock
it's-
type band. They're just forward 4/4.
Yeah. But even so, like, it's awesome. And it's very interesting to actually witness as well, to actually like watch him play with one arm.
Right?
It honestly really is.
And like being able to just even do a drum roll with one arm, like I understand the physics behind how it works, though I can't do it at all. Like
Yeah.
getting the drumstick to like bounce on the drum and continue to get it where you get the whole drum roll with just one arm. It's awesome.
But he
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins drummer. He's really a jazz
Any true
drummer.
jazz drummer can do it as well, but it's still a really interesting trick, you know?
Jazz just confuses me. Like, I don't understand. Like, I can't brain jazz. I mean, I started to kind of listen to Miles Davis, but never really got into it.
I tried, man. I
yeah,
tried and tried.
I tried,
just-
but
I'm with you, Adele. I can't get it either. I tried, but I can't get it. It's just
I don't
it's
understand
like
the whole concept.
they're playing music and then they go on this wild tangent that makes absolutely no sense, and
But
they're
even then,
changing
they're
time
playing-
signatures constantly,
Yeah.
and
It's like they're playing
Yeah.
two time signatures at once. And
Yeah,
that, like,
that
I
the bass
can't
player's
do it.
playing one time, and the
Yeah,
drummer's
exactly.
playing in another time, and
Yeah.
the guitarist is doing whatever, and it's like this
But,
is
yeah.
unlistenable.
Yeah.
Almost. I just, yeah. It's cool.
But, you
And it's
know,
the same with,
as a bendy sex whistle player, I love jazz.
Betty said.
And I played jazz in high school. I played jazz in college. And when I was a junior in high school, I actually did a improv jazz concert at the
Nice.
Sheldon Theater with students from Juilliard. So that was
Wow.
really cool.
That's awesome.
And my jazz band director when I was in high school, his name is Robin Weatherall, and he was born in London, and he played, I believe he played timpani in the original Star Wars music,
Wow.
and
Nice.
he composes all the music for the St. Louis Shakespeare Festival, and he composed like all the music for the Mary Antoinette movie with Kirsten Dunst, but then apparently like last minute they like shammed all of his stuff and went with some other composer instead, but he's still listed in the credits.
Oh, cool.
And he it was really cool to get to learn a lot from him, but I love jazz.
I just have to ask the question because that's the jackass I am. What'd you think of the movie Whiplash?
I never saw it.
You're kidding.
I never even knew there was a movie called Whiplash. I keep letting you down, Terry.
What did everybody in chat think about the movie Whiplash? And by the way, Danny, I recommend watching it. It's a good movie. It's about a drummer.
Oh. See,
jazz
I mean,
drummer, by the way.
When I was a kid, I was pretty well sheltered. And then all of a sudden, like as I got older, like I just went like hardcore.
How do you guys
stuff,
not know the movie Whiplash?
I just never heard of
like
it.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
Bob's never heard of it.
God,
I don't feel as bad now and needing to make an excuse if Bob's never heard of it. So.
No, you know what? I wanted to bring it up, but then it'd give you a copyright strike, and I don't want to do that to you.
Yeah, we already learned about that.
Yeah, we learned that lesson the other night. I'll bring it up on one of my streams, though. I don't care.
Jazz is its own flavor of music, and it's not everybody's flavor, but I like it a lot. And,
well, the cool thing is okay, this guy wants to be a drummer, and he has a teacher, and the teacher treats him like crap, and does all. I mean, honestly, just treats him like crap. But he makes the guy a better drummer through the process. And yeah, watch the movie. I highly recommend it. It's called Whiplash, and it's about jazz drumming. It brings up Buddy Rich and people like that. So,
and see, that's why people say, Buddy Rich is one of the, greatest drummers out there, because it's like jazz is just like a whole nother level when it comes to drumming.
Because all three or four people in the band are all playing on a different time signature, and
they're all playing the same time signature. It just has its own feel that's kind of almost like swing, but it's just a little off kilter to where it's what we call, it's lazy swing. So instead of the do 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 do. Now I'm like all like.
You're Mr. Manifesto right now. You're singing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get all into that, but like, it's like lazy swing where it's not like perfect, like quarter note and a half to an eighth note. It's just like a slightly long eighth note and another eighth note. Like,
Kind of reminds me of like Spanish flamenco. They don't have like an exact 4/4 time signature either, and they change throughout the song as well.
right.
What the heck?
Oh, sorry, I'm
Wait.
tapping on my knee.
Yeah,
And I didn't know you
somebody
guys
was
could actually hear
tapping.
it.
I heard a metronome going on.
Yeah, I didn't know you guys could actually
Tick,
hear it.
tick, 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 tick.
But yeah, that's like your 4/4 time signature, you know? And then like standard music is like da 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 da, and then da 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 da
That's
da. But
just quarter notes.
yeah, and then eighth notes, you know. But then like in jazz, it's like da 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 da. Do 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 do.
We actually got Danny to sing live. This is gonna be engraved forever.
That's not even really singing, but
It's
It
not
was
rare.
close enough for me, man.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty simple guy.
Hey,
It was
Griffin, good to see
definitely close enough for me.
yeah.
Hey, Griff.
But it's just got like its own feel, and like you just really gotta feel it, and you gotta be in the mood for it, you know. And that's why there's even the song called "In the Mood." You know?
You're preaching to the choir, man. I am a art rock, progressive rock kind of guy, and most people don't get it. So, yeah, you're preaching to the choir, man.
See, I like jazz, I like blues, and then I like jazz blues rock. Like that's the only way I can really describe it. That's what I really like, and then I like symphonic rock too, because it just kind of reminds me of my roots of, you know, growing up with jazz, and
What
then
do
I
you
was like very
what
religious when I grew up, so I was always like singing in choir and like classical music from, you know, playing saxophone and just being involved in music my entire life. So classical and
the
jazz is what
Baroque
I really
era
grew up
invented
on.
rock and roll, by the way.
Yeah. And I got my like the first like real like I guess modern rock band when I was a kid that I got introduced to was like Evanescence from my sister or something like that. And like once I heard them, that's when I like really started like digging deep into like finding other music, because all I really heard was, you know, the classical, the jazz stuff, and then whatever like pop music was on the radio. And then I guess, you know, all the stuff that my parents listened to, which was, you know, my mom really loved, you know, Queen, and my dad was into like Bob Seger and the Monkees. So
Hey, leave the Monkees alone. They couldn't play a lick, but they made it a fascinating TV show.
right.
Here's the thing when it comes to
a
music
very
and
mixed taste in
parents
music.
is you get exposed to your parents' music when it's like Saturday and you got to clean the house. So your parents turn on their music while you're running the vacuum or doing, you know, cleaning, whatever. You get exposed to that, and it makes an impact in your life. Your parents have heavily influenced you in music just simply by liking music.
Right. Yeah, Chewy, there's the song "In the Mood" by Rush, but I was also talking about the jazz song "In the Mood." But yeah, Patrick, like, yeah, I listened to the devil's music.
my parents when it was always on a weekend. It'd be a Saturday or a Sunday, and my parents would put on music while we cleaned the house because it was a group
Hey,
effort.
Griffin.
It was an awful lot of country from the 70s. And it did have an impact. But I was still I was still more of the progressive rock guy. I don't know why, but
See, okay, I like prog rock too. So you should, if you like that sort of stuff, if you're interested in something that might get a little bit harder, you should check out the band Periphery.
type it in chat so I can go check it out, and I'll go check it
of
out.
course. Yes, yeah, it is kind of its own word. They are awesome. They have 3 guitarists, 2 of which play 7 strings, and one, the lead guy, just plays on a 6 string, and he's just often playing like, you know, different sort of higher pitched stuff behind the scenes of the music per se. And man, they are awesome. And they just like, they'll change time signatures, they'll just like kind of change the music, like it's progressive
Sounds
metal.
like something I'd be really
Nice.
into.
And let's see, a really good song that you should start with.
Oh, they got
Listen to The Light.
really their website takes forever to load. Watch on YouTube. Okay, I'm cool with that. Marigold?
Marigold. Oh, that's a good one.
Well, I like the keyboards right off the bat. Meanwhile, everybody's being quiet while Terry listens to. Oh, I like that.
Exactly. I'm just want to hear your reactions to it, because it's a really good band.
There is like 3 guitars all going on at once.
Right. The vocalist is extremely talented. The drummer is extremely talented. All the guitarists and the
Shut up! I'm
bassists.
trying to listen to this, man. Oh, he does have a really good vocal range. Really good vocal range. The bassist and drummer are together. They're spot on. This is a really good tune. All right, I'm not going to kill your stream by listening to this, but I'm going to tell you what, this is actually really, really good.
Yeah, man. Really check out that band. They have like 5 or 6 albums now. 3 of which are just named after themselves. There's Periphery 1, 2, and 3 now. But they also have like some other in-between albums that have come out, and they're all really good, and each album has its own feel. And the thing that's so great about this band is all of their like self-named albums, Periphery 1, 2, and 3, like not only
All
does
right.
each song have its own progression,
so I could
but the
listen to
entire
Danny.
CD is like one progressive song in its entirety as well, that has returning melodies and all these different returning feels and stuff. It's just an entire story within the album. They're such a talented band.
Griffin, you found a video of Travis. Oh,
I have one that, okay, Danny, you turned me on to a band that I'm going to watch a whole bunch more. I have a band that I really, really like. They're out of Pennsylvania, and they became popular because they did a remake of that Christmas song, the Mr. Grinch.
You mean
They're called
Mr.
Small
Grinch.
Town Titans. And
Yeah, I've heard of them.
I highly
They're
recommend
awesome.
checking them out.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that music video of the Mr.
Mr. Grinch one. But they've done so much more than that. It just that
Yeah.
Mr. Grinch one was the one that made him popular. But I highly recommend checking those people out.
Yeah, they're really good for sure.
While I was watching it and you were talking, Danny, and I didn't want to talk over you, and I was listening to the music, but I liked when there was a change in that song,
No,
and
it's not
that
Travis.
drummer just started double stepping the bass drums.
Yeah,
And if you're a rock and roll guy, when the drummer starts double stepping the basses, yeah, you just get excited. You kind of can't help it.
right. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's good stuff. Really good stuff.
But all right, we are a fish channel, right? How do we wind up talking about music?
I mean, I'm a me channel. I'm a whatever I talk about channel. Like, I'm doing fish, I'm doing gardening, like I'm gonna do even more than that. So we'll just see with whatever comes up on my channel. I don't know.
So in other
This is my
words,
new social media.
tomorrow we're gonna watch Danny cutting grass in his front yard.
No, I'm not gonna waste your time, and that's why I don't post a whole lot of videos, because if I don't find it interesting enough to where I would want to watch it myself, I don't make it. And because if I do make a good enough video or whatever, like I tend to even watch it myself a couple times, because it's like
Make sure.
I want to criticize myself too, to so I can make it better, and make sure every video that I make is gonna be better than the one before.
You have no idea. I do those species profiles, right?
Yeah.
Before I post on YouTube, I watch that doggone thing like 4 times.
Yeah.
And I still make errors.
Right?
All right, well, okay, that created a whole lot of dead air. Sorry.
I'm just wondering why,
Come
Travis
on.
and Adele are being so quiet.
Yeah. Why is Adele? Adele's over there just.
Considering I couldn't get a fucking word in edgeways, I just muted my mic so I could sit here and listen.
I think that's what Travis is basically laughing at and agreeing with too.
No. Travis has been sent a video of himself.
Oh.
Wait a minute. That sounds really bad.
No.
Yeah, I don't.
Coming to Texas, if you're going to start a band, I already got a fish fan.
I haven't looked at it. I'm not going to.
Quite funny, actually.
Man, see, that's kind of the thing. Like, I played guitar, I played bass and saxophone and piano and lots of different instruments, but now I'm just kind of tired of playing instruments, and I haven't really played much of anything recently except the didgeridoo my brother got me for Christmas the other year.
I've seen a video with that, by the way.
And like, I'm just more into like singing, and I just like sing all the time in the car and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And, like,
I think we all do
karaoke and.
Oh man, I haven't done karaoke in so long. Like, right in my early 20s, like late teens, early 20s, I was always at the karaoke bars, like 3 nights a week, singing my little heart out and getting drunk, and I just don't do it anymore. I kind of miss it. It was fun.
I
the
stopped doing it when
the karaoke?
whole garbage hit, and I just haven't really gone back to it because, like, the group of people that I used to go with is no longer a group of people because of
Yeah.
everything that's happened and stuff. And I
Yeah.
could go out with my parents, but it's just not really the same going out like with my family to go do karaoke because, like, I don't know, like my family's all like pretty talented when it comes to singing, I guess, and so like I'm just kind of used to hearing my parents sing, and I'd like to go out with like more friends and stuff, or I don't
Yeah.
know, it just hasn't really happened because of everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Stupid.
We'll get back to it. Like, I haven't been out to a karaoke bar, in like 10 years, so. Longer, actually. I kind of miss it. There was one, when I lived in the city, there was one up the road from where I lived, and it was literally like a block away. So I'd go down there, I'd meet my girlfriends down there, get let in early because we knew the manager of the bar. And he looked exactly like. Who did he look like? Shoot. Hang on, I have to Google him now because I can't remember. It's been that long.
All right, Chalupa, what's your favorite karaoke song that you're going to do? If you get drunk in a bar, what song are you going to sing?
Don't Stop Believing.
Oh, Journey?
Okay.
Journey?
Yeah.
Really?
It's not going to be good.
Can you hit
but
those notes? Oh, okay.
No,
It's not gonna be good.
Steve
So-
Perry would not be happy with it.
So the bar manager looked like Heath Ledger, like a young Heath Ledger with like the curly hair from A Knight's Tale.
Okay.
Yeah, and his name was Bo. We called him Bobo. The guy so nice, we named him twice. And he used to put on like Bob Dylan and sing and stuff before the bar opened. He was amazing.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah, I know. That's funny, but
Wait a minute. Do
He
that
pulled it
again,
off.
Danny. You got to do that again,
I don't know if I
Danny.
can. I'm laughing now. Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
To you. Oh, God,
That's
that
a
was
solid
great.
choice, too.
I'm sorry, I love Bob Dylan to death, but he had
Don't
that
come
voice, and
out
he'd
here
always
no
like
more.
accent those vowels. To you, and I'm Bob Dylan.
I know, but I thought he used to smash
Bob
it. He was so good.
Dylan.
It was like his secret thing, and like no one could ever get him up on stage when the bar was open. It was always before or after hours. Like we'd get a few drinks into him and put him up there. It was good.
The Banana Boat song.
And
Dale.
oh no, that's Phenomena. Never mind.
Me sete, me sete,
All
me
right,
sete,
so
me
we know
sete, me
Chalupa's go-to.
Oh my
Danny,
God.
if you're in a bar after having a few adult
I don't
beverages,
even have to have a few drinks.
what's your
First song
go-to
I'm
karaoke
doing-
song?
First song I'm doing is Dream On by Aerosmith.
Really? Wow.
Oh,
That'd be a hard
Second song
one.
I'm doing is Down with the Sickness by Disturbed. And the third
Okay.
song I'm doing is So Cold by Breaking Benjamin.
Okay.
Ooh.
By
Warming
the
up
way,
with
your
Dream
first
On.
song
Nice.
surprised me to
Nice
death because that's a
selection.
hard song to do.
That's
Adele, what's your you've had a few adult beverages, you're in a karaoke bar, what's your number one go-to song?
Paradise City by Guns N' Roses, and then something by Evanescence, and then I don't
Wait
know.
a minute.
By Dealer's
Can
Choice
we
after that, 'cause I've got a few.
picture Adele singing Paradise City? Really? That
Take
is
me
a
down to the
great.
Paradise City where the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
I want video of that. I
No,
want to see that.
there is no video of that, and there never will be any video of that because I was smart.
I will pay money to see that.
Yeah, it's been over 10 years since
There
I've been a
used to be
karaoke star.
video of me doing karaoke quite a lot until I deleted my Facebook. And I happened to lose all my old videos
Why'd
and
you
everything
delete your
It
Facebook,
was
man?
either
because
so
that
it was
was
either Paradise
stupid.
City or Welcome to the Jungle. And I got a
Facebook
shirt
sucks,
from the
man.
karaoke guy for doing Welcome to the Jungle better than he thought I would.
Number one, I want to see that as well.
I know.
But
I
I'm
used to
easily
have my
entertained.
bandana on
So
and I'd fully axle out. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
I can
I don't-
picture Danny screaming Paradise City. You, on the other hand, I cannot picture that. I've got to see it.
See, I don't really like Guns N' Roses. So I wouldn't sing that song though, unless somebody like asked me to do it.
Yeah,
Like-
it's
like,
a personal
I don't really care
request.
for Pearl Jam either, but somebody like asked me to sing some Pearl Jam, so I went up there and did Even Flow, and
Nice.
Oh, that's a great tune.
they all loved it or
Even
whatever.
Flow
But
is a great tune.
yeah, but I don't really care for Pearl Jam that much, but I do like to Even Flow.
And you do it really well. Awesome. You did it so well. Do it again. Come on. I want to hear it.
Even Flow.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right. 503 Aquatics asked, okay, if it was me and I was having some adult beverages and I'm in a karaoke bar, I'm probably going to do crap, I can't even remember. I don't remember the name of the song.
Tom Sawyer.
No, negative, Ghost Rider.
John Denver, take me home.
No, my dog Sam eats purple flowers. That song. God damn, what's the name of the song? My dog Sam eats purple that matters. I forget the name of. I don't even know the name of the song I would do. How's that?
Hey, 503 Aquatics. I didn't quite realize when you popped in, but hello.
Dragging the line.
See,
Dragging the line.
I had like downloaded all my pictures and videos and everything from Facebook, and I downloaded it on the computer that I got from like my parents' old computer. They got new computers, so I took their old computer, and like for some reason it was like saved on the cloud too, and it was like taking all my cloud storage. So like I deleted my Facebook and everything, so I thought everything was fine, and like I was taking up all my cloud storage, so I deleted it all from cloud. But when I deleted it all from the cloud, it deleted it all from my computer too, because I guess the one and the two are the same. And so I lost everything.
Oh man, you lost a whole ton of great music.
I lost like 10 years of my life, or if not, no, like 15 years of my life.
That's incredibly
all my pictures
sad.
from Iraq of like all the different stuff that I did.
That's an incredibly sad story, man.
I took over 1,000 pictures in Iraq.
Wow.
Oh,
I just gotta go feed my furball.
Otherwise known as some kind of animal, I hope.
Yes, my cat.
Okay. Just clarifying, because it sounded different.
I think we all know that she has a cat.
Oh, you know what, guys? I entertain myself quite often, and I apologize.
So I love, the whole thing about misheard lyrics and stuff, GRB. Like, the there's a bathroom on the right. And one of the misheard lyrics that
Hold me
like,
closer, Tony Danza.
yeah,
That's the one I
yeah,
love.
yeah, that one's good too. But one of them that I don't even know was a normal misheard lyric or not, but a misheard lyric that I just happen to have, like, there's this band called AFI, and at one point in one of their songs, he says, like, we can repair it, about like a broken heart or something like that, but it sounds like he says, we got a parrot. Like, so that's just what I know it as.
Oh God.
And there's excuse me while I kiss this guy.
Very overrated person, but yeah, he was queer as a $3 bill in that song. Wait a minute. All right, GRB.
Mondegreen.
I am not that smart to even pronounce it.
Mondegreen, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know there was an actual term for it.
It's not Latin. I can't pronounce it if it's not Latin or Greek.
Is that how it works? Oh,
Mondegreen?
Mondegreen.
yeah,
I think.
it's showing up on here.
Mondegreen.
Mondegreen. Okay, we've all set. Wait a minute. We gotta wait for Adele. Adele hasn't said it yet. We gotta wait.
Come on, class.
Tick,
Everybody say it.
Tick tock.
Mondegreen.
You all gotta say Mondegreen. Revved up like a deuce in the, or yeah, what is that? The
ripped up like a douche in the river.
yeah, revved up like a deuce in the middle of the night. Yeah, that yeah.
Blinded by the light.
Nobody knows that song. Come on.
Blinded by the light.
Dad is feeding the kitty cat. That's what they're calling it nowadays.
That's actually a song. If I'm extremely drunk, that's probably a song I'll attempt at a karaoke bar.
What song?
Blinded by the light.
Oh, yeah.
What about on a live stream?
I did.
Not a chance, dude. I'm not singing shit on a live stream. Okay.
I had to try, man. I had to try.
We need Mr. Manifesto. Mr. Manifesto will sing a song in a freaking heartbeat.
He does sing a lot. I don't mind it though.
I sing a lot. I just won't do an entire song or whatever on my dang YouTube account.
Oh, I so need you to be a co-host. If you're gonna sing,
okay, when I actually sing though, it's very loud, and I have my microphone like already like too close to my mouth and how loud I talk. But I have a very powerful voice, and like I rarely actually need a microphone when it comes to actually like being on stage or anything like that. And so like when I actually sing, like I can't do it while I'm wearing my headset. I'd have to actually put it down, and I'd have to, put some music on and actually do it, and that would, put a copyright
and
on.
Dancing and
that would put a copyright on, and my stream would be crashed. So I just like.
Yeah, but I gotta be honest. I'd watch it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Uh-oh. We got Adele back. What
Hey,
words
Good
of
to see you.
wisdom is Adele gonna give us, except the middle finger?
Oh yeah,
No, that
Adele,
was
you have to be
Travis.
part of the class. We all have to say the word Mondegreen.
Monday Green? For what?
Did you say
Oh,
the
Because
okay.
we
word?
learned a new word today.
Okay, Monday Green.
There you go. That means misheard lyric.
Okay.
And she's like, what in the hell are you guys talking about?
No, I know what you're talking about because you started talking about misheard lyrics before I left, or GRB did anyway. Because I actually
But
paid
we were
attention to
taught
that.
there's an actual term for it now. GRB taught
Now I
us
know.
stuff.
And knowledge is half the battle.
It's all GRB's fault, man.
And now I'm just wondering, Travis, what did you
Patrick
actually
just
think I
here in
was
the chat
doing?
cracking up.
What did I actually what?
No, because Travis said I was taking a long time to feed my cat. I'm like, well, I'm wondering what he actually thought I was doing.
Feeding
No,
the
I was
cat.
just making a statement.
You know,
I was
that's what they
said
call it. Feeding
Taking
the
he's
a long
cat.
taking a long time to
Danny's
feed the
going
cat.
there too, man. I'll be right
No,
back.
Danny's
That's all.
going nowhere.
That's all.
Except Danny
Except.
needs to get ready for bed. I've already gone past 3 hours. I don't really
Oh
ever
wow.
go this long.
Let's
So
all run away while Terry's away from the computer.
yeah. I'll wait for Terry to come back and then I'll just be like, all
Well,
right,
we'll be
guys,
here for
thanks,
another
bye.
3 hours. We're gonna have to.
But anyway, like, thanks for everybody, like, popping up on panel and chatting and keeping the conversation going. And thanks everybody in chat, 503 and Patrick and GRB and let's see, I know
Patty
I
was
saw
there.
Bob and Jenny and Melissa and Griffin and a lot of different people and Chewy and I don't know, I'm not really quite sure who all was here, but thanks for everybody for sticking around. It says there's still 13 watching, but I've only seen like
Nah.
3 people in chat, so
We got some lurkers.
recently at least. But just thanks everybody for coming and stuff. And
Oh, what did I miss? You're getting out of here now?
yeah, it's kind of late
Really?
for me, and I got to get ready for bed and stuff.
God
And
dang it.
I've been going for like 3 hours, and I kind of keep my streams at 3 hours so I can kind of maintain my free StreamYard. So, oh yeah, Jenny's still here. Yay!
Fair.
All right. Well, thanks everybody that's still
Kinda
here.
sucks you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate
One
you
more
having me up, man.
hour. Patrick always wants one more hour.
I know, right?
It's just
Thanks
every
for
time I
having us
see
up,
that, I
Jenny.
just remember Arnold Schwarzenegger, in California. 4 more years. 4 more years. So, all right, guys.
Thanks for
Everybody
having
have
us
a
up.
great night. Adele, have a great day. If you're all on the other
No, it's
side of the
nighttime.
world too, you have a great one too.
It's 5 p.m. So yeah, it's coming up to nighttime here.
Oh,
I agree
well,
with Patrick. All right,
shoot.
Adele, are you gonna go up?
Oh, I might. I'll see how I go. Give me a sec. You'll get my
Come on,
notification
man.
anyway because you subscribed to me, Terry. So no.
He is now.
All right. I am apparently now.
Everybody tell Adele to start a stream, like right
Okay.
now. Come on,
Well, there
do
you
it.
go.
Okay,
You guys can keep hanging out with Adele.
Okay.
Hope you
Everybody.
sleep well, Dan.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Have a great
The
one.
pressure or
Bye-bye.
what?